It's a beautiful night for some football. Fresh off their overtime win to kick off the season last week, the Alouettes are getting set for their home opener tonight. And in town, the new-look Argos, who are more than ready to get their 2026 campaign going. Montreal, where the Alouettes are looking to go to 2-0 for a fourth straight season, while the Argos better get used to playing on the road thanks to all those World Cup matches in Toronto. The Argos won't have their first true home game until week number 10. As the panel on a little bit of a field trip here for Friday Night Football. Thanks for joining us here in Montreal. Laura Dakin joined alongside Paul LaPolice. So the week 2 got started yesterday with that quarterback showdown between Zach Collaros and Bo Levi Mitchell. You were there, you're here, ready to talk some Argos, ready to talk some Alouettes. And for the Argos, you know, a lot of changes in the offseason, Lapo, but it's a new face, old face when it comes to their starting quarterback. 580 days since we last saw Chad Kelly in action, suffered that leg injury in the 2024 Eastern Final, but he is back and ready to rock.
Yeah, one of the most important pieces of this team, having Chad Kelly back. Now, the last time Chad Kelly played 3 games against Montreal Alouettes, 2023, he swept them 3-0. But this is a vastly different Toronto Argonauts team. Last on many defensive categories. I think he's got to find ways to use his legs today. Now, this guy, Demonte Coxie, so happy he's back. Missed 8 games last season, but one of the biggest play receivers in the Canadian Football League. 30-plus plays last year. So look for him to get some of those big plays down the stretch.
As for the Alouettes, there was that comeback win last week in Hamilton. They were down 2 touchdowns midway through the third Lapo before the TSN turning point.
Yeah, the TSN turn. Robert Kennedy Jr., he was every turning point. TSN, any place. This guy in the third quarter looked like the Hamilton Tigers had this football game. He gets a pick 6, huge play in that game and caused a fumble in overtime. And how about this guy on offense? Tyler Snead had a career-high 9 catches last week, 163 yards and a touchdown. This offense performed very well. The Argos pass defense worst in the CFL. It'll be interesting to see Tyler Snead against that defense.
Road teams are 4-0 so far this season. We'll see if the trend continues tonight or if the Owls can flip the script. Doug Berkmeyer from Saskatoon. This is your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods' $1 Million Touchdown to Win. If a kickoff is returned for a TD, you could win groceries for a year. If 2 are returned for touchdowns, you could win $1 million. Good luck to you, Doug, as we turn things over. Up in the booth, here's Dustin Nielsen.
Football brings us to Montreal on a beautiful evening for a big early season battle between 2 division rivals in the East. Montreal opened their season with a thrilling overtime victory last week. Toronto had the rare week 1 bye, but after 580 days, they welcome back quarterback Chad Kelly.
Yeah, 580 days, Dustin. That is such a crazy time, but I'm excited to see what he's got today. He's going to be going through a lot of emotion, but that being said, I expect him to come out and absolutely ball out.
Hasn't played since November of 2024. Davis Alexander on the other side.
Obviously, everyone's talking about he hasn't lost a regular season game. Dustin, I watched this guy. I'm yet to find a weakness. He can extend plays. He can go off schedule. I think he has a great feel for what they're trying to do with the RPO kind of screen game. He's tough. He's a competitor. I'm just fired up. I get to watch him again in back-to-back weeks.
Jason Moss, 10-7 in his coaching career against his rivals from Toronto. 3-0. They swept them last year for the first time since 2011. And Mike Miller, he's been the quarterback coach for the last 4 years. This is his first game as head coach of the Argos. It's a sweaty night in the booth. Beautiful day here in Montreal. We're ready to roll, aren't we?
I'm excited, like you said. It's a great atmosphere right now. It's loud. It is very warm. But you mentioned Mike Miller. We got the Mike Miller era here. This guy's been everywhere. And in the pre-production meeting, we talked to him and we said, hey, what are those things that people who have had an influence on you? He said Bill Cowher. I mean, if you're going to say Bill Cowher, you're going to come out with a physical, hard-nosed football team, which is the kind of ball I like watching.
Well, we'll see if that's what they bring to the table tonight. Mike Miller was actually an OC here in Montreal back in 2013. And we are underway on Friday Night Football. Thank you very much for joining us. It'll be Brooks on the first return of the game. Takes it at the 10, back to the 25, 30 now. And that is where he'll be stopped in his tracks, smack dab right at the 35. And that'll give us our first look at Davis Alexander tonight. He's gotten for 300 yards in 5 of his last 7 games.
Yeah, and last week, the fact that he was able to get 336, a lot of that was off schedule, which again, imagine you're sitting here, you're playing this guy, you play it right, and then he just makes a play after the play. You know, and if he gets going like that, then he can be very, very dangerous.
336 yards, 2 touchdowns in the season opener, 26 of 38. They'll start on their own 35, and they'll start it on the ground. And it's Tice broke 1 tackle, pushing ahead, and a nice pickup on first down. Let's take a look at the Montreal Alouettes offense.
Yeah, starting at center today is Cedon. I'm telling you, he's year 5 out of Laval. He's got big shoes to fill. Stepping in for Justin Lawrence. They're going to want to get after this D-line. He's going to be a huge part of that. And we just mentioned Tice. Listen, he got injured last week, had only 2 carries. Expect a very, very heavy workload for him. And I think this is going to be their game plan. Pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock.
Tice has 1 career touchdown. It was a punt return touchdown. High snap. Alexander takes it down right over the middle. He's got a completion at midfield. And a first down into the hands of Jared Stearns. Had 1 catch last week, and he's got a big one to get him started here tonight.
Dustin, this is what I love, and it happens early. If you see this offensive line here, we've got an extra big guy in, so you bring in an extra lineman. You have 2 wide receivers. You're thinking, hey, it's second and short. We're going to run the football. No, we get Stearns coming out of the back. Great play action fake. This is the game they want to play. Show, run, show, run, show, run, and then hit the pass.
22-yard strike to Stearns. Stops in Saskatchewan and Winnipeg. Flea flicker. Back to Alexander. Has time. Way down the field. Got it! What a start! They'll start it with a bang, won't they? It's Philpott, 45 yards. And Montreal opens the scoring.
Holy smokes. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Again, you want to talk about an opening script or having your openers have a flea flicker scripted and then to execute it. Watch this again. You've got your extra lineman. We're bringing everybody deep. Tice with the great flea flicker. And it's a great throw and catch. We get behind the DB, McFadden. Probably a little stop there and go. And just like that, you got 6 on the board, and the crowd's into it.
Oh, that gets the crowd into it for sure. What a start to the season for Philpott. Ridiculous catch last week and completes it here. 2 touchdowns in 2 games. And Maltos Diaz out, and he'll stroke one through. Montreal leads 7-0. About 2 minutes into the opening quarter. Davis Alexander laying one out there. And Philpott goes and gets it. Montreal on top. 5 touchdowns each of the last 3 seasons. He's got 2 already this year.
You see him right here. Okay, I want you to watch him. He's going to trot off the ball like he's chilling. Oh, it's a backside run. Here he goes. Trot, trot, trot. Got bad eyes on McFadden. He peeked in. He took the cheese. He took the bait. Got him. We get behind. Great throw and catch. Really protected with the throw. It's how it's executed. Tough start to the Mike Miller era. And I'll say this. Tougher start for Greg Quick as the defensive coordinator. Clearly, that chess game is started heavily in the favor of the Owls.
Early advantage for Montreal as this will be booted away. And Grant lets it bounce, but it stops right at the 1. He's going to have to pick it up, grabs it at the 10. Right up the middle, and he'll take it just outside the 20 before he's gobbled up by the cover team of the Alouettes. And there he is for the first time since November of 2024. Chad Kelly on the field after missing all of last season.
I can't fathom the emotions, just being able to be out here. being injured for that amount of time is crazy, and it's lonely. You're playing professional football and you're injured, it's lonely, let alone for over 500 days.
He is 4-1 in 5 games against the Alouettes. And they're going to throw to start, finds Mittal, and Mittal will get the near sideline. Let's take a look at this Toronto offense.
Going back to last season, they had some offensive line issues. So what they do, they got Dakota Shepley out of Holy Names High School in Windsor, Ontario. You want toughness, you want grit, you go get an O-lineman from Windsor, Ontario. Okay, and then you just see right off the bat, Mittal, to me, he's their safety blanket. The RPO game, which is what they love doing, he's got a great feel for it, and he's going to have another monster year if he stays healthy.
He had 102 catches last year. Kelly to throw here, right over the middle, and it is a first down as they go right back to Mittal. Let's take a look at this Montreal defense.
Adiemi Berglund, to me, I think what makes him so special is, yes, he's a star, he's got all the skills, but he plays like he's not. He's a grinder. Canton Arku last week, unbelievable game. I thought his play recognition was phenomenal. And they say turnovers come in bunches. Kennedy had 2 last week, pick 6, and the forced fumble in overtime.
Led the charge on the comeback last week. Kelly down the field, and he drops it inside the 50. What a start to this game as Kelly comes out, 3 straight completions, this one to Mackay Polk.
We talk about, hey, what's the emotion going to be like for Chad Kelly? This is not an easy throw right here. When we roll this thing, you watch Polk. Okay, we kind of wrap the half, bend it in there. I call it a bank shot seam, or just like a pool bank shot. Pretty special.
Kelly again gets this one away. Some pressure there, was looking for Mittal, and it's incomplete.
That was a bit of a strange one right there. It looked like he had Mittal, and that would be the first read for him there in the flat, but kind of came back to the sit row. Again, when you haven't played for this long, it's great.
How long does it take you to get into a groove?
There's got to be a bit of a rhythm that he's got to kind of figure out, and there's a lot of just the mental side of coming back from an injury is a real thing for all players.
They'll work 2nd and 10 from the Alouette 47, looking for an immediate response after falling behind 7-0 early in this one. Kelly, 3 options out to his left, steps up in the pocket, he's going to take off, looking for the first down, and he's got it as he takes it down to the Montreal 35. Something we know that he's very much capable of doing.
Yeah, it's a great job on the back end, but we talk about that offensive line. You see the twist up front by the Alouettes. They do a decent job of pushing by the pocket. I'll say this, if you're an Argos fan right now, I know it's just a scramble, but more so for me, the fact that Noel Thorpe, again, brought a little game and was picked up very easily by this offensive line. You're kind of breathing a sigh of relief, because last year they did struggle a lot on that unit at times, kind of picking up some simple twists in games like that.
Yeah, the offensive line last year for Toronto, when we talk about maybe some of the issues that they had. Right now, that's Josh Archibald who's down. He's getting looked at. But just to the Argos, last year they only averaged 51.6 yards per game on the ground, which was 34 behind 8th place, which just happened to be Montreal. That's just simply not good enough. Like, not even 52 yards a game.
It's not good enough, and I think Montreal's numbers are also, not exactly the case because of how much RPO they run. That's run-pass option. So it was really a tough year running the football for the Argos, which puts them in a lot of stress.
They've got Sam Hicks at running back to start the season. He's going to flare out in the slot to the right of Kelly. That's where he's going to throw, and he drops it in there. Hicks has it at the 30. Little stutter step, and he'll push it down. Gang tackled just inside the 25. First touch goes for 12 yards for Sam Hicks.
Yeah, Dusty, you mentioned Sam Hicks, and when we were talking to Chad Kelly, one of the things he brought up was this guy and how just impressive he's been in camp. I look at this early again. You talk about openers, a little speed route there, getting your running back the ball. You'd love to see it again if you're an Argos fan.
They go right back to him. This time he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Hicks out of Abilene Christian gets his 2nd touch, first carry of the ball game. Had 14 touchdowns in 14 games back in 2024 at Abilene Christian.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've heard the name of the place Abilene. I did go to college at Rice in Houston, so I remember hearing it there, but I didn't think I'd probably ever hear it again. So I got to thank my guy.
He had 6 100-yard games in 2024. Played at 3 different colleges, ended it at Abilene Christian. 2nd and 6 from the 19. Kelly, some pressure now. He's got some room towards the end zone. Broken up. was looking for Ungerer, and Cabianento there to deny it.
This is a tremendous job by the offensive line. Again, we bring 4 guys from the weaker side of the field here. And now all of a sudden, and again, I want you to see how this is all sorted. Okay, watch the O-line as we roll this thing here. And you're going to watch the left side of the screen. You see 4th guy comes in and back to Hicks. Great blitz pickup. We had a shot here. I thought if we put it on the front shoulder, it's a touchdown, or we could have ran for it. So I think Chad's going to want that back. But again, talking to line play here, Dusty, it's a hot start.
Aroulahu out to put Toronto on the board from 26. And he knocks that one home. And we've got back-to-back scoring drives to start Friday Night Football. When we return, more on this guy, Davis Alexander, already with a touchdown pass tonight here in the home opener for the Montreal Alouettes. A quick start here tonight for Davis Alexander. 3 plays, 75 yards and a touchdown in 1:37. And here's a look at what he did last week.
I'm telling you, that throw right there, I think it might end the throw of the year right there. And it was game 1. He had about 3 inches to fit that ball in there. The arm strength continues to show up week in and week out, and it is really special to watch.
Had over 2,000 yards in the 8 games he did play last year, 10 touchdowns to go along with just 3 interceptions. Now they'll hand it off. Nowhere to go this time for Tice. Let's continue this conversation here on Davis Alexander. And here is what he has done in the regular season so far. Which of those, I mean, 12-0 is going to stand out, but what else jumps off the page for you?
For me, it's different QBs defeated. You know, I know the quarterbacks, they think like that. Hey, I got to get these guys. And outside of the Grey Cup, which is obviously a big one, no one's been able to get this guy. So we'll see if someone can this year.
Jason Moss told us he's the ultimate competitor at everything he does. And that sets the tone for an offense here in Montreal. He's going to take it now. Down the field again, trying to find Stearns. Just a little too much juice on that one. And it falls incomplete on the 2nd and 11. And Montreal will have to punt it away.
This is one I think just Stearns and Davis are going to want back here. Little traditional 3-man smash concept, which is a corner out by the most inside guy. We get behind the low corner. When you're drawing it up, this is kind of what dreams are made of, Dusty. We got to connect there.
Zima in to kick this away. Was 51.2 on average last season. Grant will take it at the 15. Tries the near sideline and gets wrapped up and taken out after a 56-yard kick from Joseph Zima. Chad Kelly is back. I think he has to like, or Argos fans at least have to like what they saw on that opening drive of the game for Toronto. Well, it has been a long road back for Chad Kelly since he was injured right here in Montreal in the 2024 East Final. Missed all of last season, and now he returns to the place where he was injured. For more on this journey, let's send it down to Kenzie Lalonde.
Yeah, look, Chad Kelly was dealing with some lingering pain. So about 4 months ago, he decided to make an adjustment to his diet. He was inspired by Kawhi Leonard's alkaline diet, so he leaned on his fitness trainer, John Opfer, back home in Buffalo, who encouraged him to go carb-free. So we're talking no pasta, no bread, no rice. He opted to love sweet potatoes. That's been his go-to replacement, but he's been honest in saying giving up rice has been challenging. He feels he's more in tune than ever before with his mind and his body. But guys, I just can't imagine not having a good sandwich during the season.
I had 2 sandwiches today.
I'm right there with you, Dusty.
I could never do it, but it's very impressive. He told us that it has changed his body a little bit, and he expects that to help big time this year. Now they'll hand it off to Hicks. He's looked good in the early going, and he's got another first down.
He has, and I know this is, 12, 13-yard run, but I love this. I get so excited. You run this thing, you bring in an extra lineman and a fullback. You got an extra lineman and a fullback. This is old school ball running downhill. We talked about Mike Miller in the production meeting, talking about grit, passion. He's a Pittsburgh guy. They don't get much more Pittsburgh than that play call right there to start the strike.
Goes for 13 yards. And Hicks putting together a nice start. He's got 17 yards on his first 2 carries, involved in the passing game as well as he stands in to the left of Kelly. 1st and 10 from the Toronto 42. And this time he'll get into the hands of Underwood. Broke a tackle inside the 50, and they'll track him down. Robert Kennedy is there to make the tackle, but another big gain for this Toronto offense.
Yeah, just an RPO action here, and you're gonna basically take this read off how deep the DB is. So here you go. You can see the run action here as we roll this ball. It looks like, I really like the matchup. It's a one-on-one. We have a cushion. Then Unger does the rest, making a man miss.
Right over the middle again, Mittal. And he's hauled down by Bushman just inside the 40. And that is the third catch of the game for Mittal.
Dustin, we were talking before the game about, hey, this is a pretty under-the-radar offense right now, speaking of the Argos. And I'll say this, the first drive was 8 plays, 68 yards. It would end in points. And they would have had a touchdown. It was more what the Argos did to themselves, not the Alouettes getting a win. And now they're marching a free will. Again, if you're an Argos fan watching right now, you're pretty fired up.
They need a couple more here on the 38. Montreal's going to bring some pressure. Kelly saw it, got it away. And Mackay Polk was not ready for it, and they'll have a little conversation between receiver and quarterback.
I'll tell you, I'm just singing their praises, and they're obviously not on the same page. You got cover zero there, which is basically man coverage, and they're blitzing, and it's a great play call. It's a mesh concept, what they call, where the receivers basically cross each other, so someone usually gets picked. That's going to be a tough one to watch, because if you connect there, there's a lot of space to run.
So back to work. Aralahu. This will be a 45-yarder. And that one is up, and that is no good. It is wide, and it'll be brought out by Brooks. Brooks trying to find some space. Gets to the 15. And will be wrapped up at the 25. Aralahu comes up empty on that second attempt for the Argos. And on a beautiful night in Montreal, the Alouettes lead 7-3. Save big this summer and stream the hottest shows, movies, HBO exclusives, and select sports now on Crave. Scan that QR code on the screen. You'll get 40% off Crave with a premium annual plan. 7-3 Montreal leads, but both offenses look pretty good so far in this football game.
Yeah, it's been a really fun watch, and I think for both offenses, they probably feel like they've stopped themselves rather than the defense stopping them.
Montreal starts here from their own 27. Davis has a ton of time, so he's going to go down the field, trying to find Sneed, and it is broken up neatly by James Caesar.
Heck of a play here by Caesar. I like to call this a bit of a gin concept, but basically you have an in. You're going to see this as we go. There's a post over the top, but there's an in breaker. The in breaker's there, so this might be one when you see it here. If we can pause it right here, you're going to see, yes, right underneath we had a in breaker. It's kind of more of a clear out by Sneed, but I like the aggressiveness. I like the aggressiveness by Davis Alexander, kind of early, trying to hit a big one.
Yeah, he hit a big one in the flea flicker, and then he's missed 2 other deep shots as well. 2nd and 10 now. Bouncing around the pocket, spins out to his left, looking for somebody down the field. Way down the field, Philpott's there, and he keeps his feet in. First down, Montreal.
Dustin, so as receivers, you have scramble rules, and Philpott does a tremendous job here because obviously DBs are worried about getting beat deep. So as the play goes, you run your route, and at some point as a receiver, you have to think, okay, it's now comes scramble. So you watch Philpott, he pushes up and then comes back. You can see Stearns underneath do the same thing. So that's the scramble rule. It's basically selling, oh, we're going deep, and you get that ball to the sideline. That is something you would practice on a daily or weekly basis, kind of in routes on air.
30-yard strike to Philpott. Alexander now on the move to his right, drops it off into the hands of Philpott again, puts on the brakes, and is taken down on the far side by Caesar.
Philpott is cooking right now. Again, I love getting into the technicalities. What I like to call here is a stair step. So he notices we've got basically a guy traveling with him. So here we go. It's a little play action. And on a great cut there by Sneed, just doing the dirty work. But as you saw Caesar coming across, Philpott basically creates a stair kind of motion. You push up and then break flat for separation. It was, again, unbelievable job.
Philpott, 3 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. There's 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. What a start. Alexander, far side, drops it in there, just inside the 5. incomplete. Like the rest of us, the officials will come together, and they're going to say incomplete pass.
Oh, this is a slip screen. I've been talking at length about RPOs. When you watch this, you see it right here. There's your screen, and then basically Snead stalks. Wow, we might need another look at this guy. Dustin,
Looked like some movement there, I think.
Sometimes I just don't even know what a catch is. That's pretty close.
It was close. It was close. Those two have such great chemistry.
Yes.
I'm surprised that they didn't complete that one. 2nd and 10. Alexander, look at the time he's got here. Right over the middle. That one in behind Philpott. And it falls incomplete. Davis Alexander targeted Philpott and Snead 24 of the 38 passes he threw last week, and it's been a steady diet of these two guys again so far tonight.
Yeah, and they've got a pretty special chemistry. Snead, Philpott, with Davis. I think watching Davis get off the field there, I think he was hoping that Philpott on that one would sit in that window. So again, this is kind of early season. These things do happen.
Maltos Diaz puts it up, and he sneaks that one through, and the lead is now 7 for Montreal. And once again, Chad Kelly, first time we've seen him in a long time, and he's put together quite a nice resume through his football career.
Whenever you can play in a Sugar Bowl, put some stats out, that's a pretty cool one to put down.
That helps a bit?
Yeah, I like
that. That's a good starting point, I guess.
I'd say so.
Came in as a rookie, got the job done, and how about this for a start? How about the company?
Yeah, if you're also being compared to Doug Flutie, I'd say it's a pretty good thing.
That helps. Early in your career in the CFL, to be compared to arguably the greatest to ever do it, it's a nice place to start. Kelly is 6 of 9 for 82 yards. He'll toss it out to Hicks, who cuts it back. And a nice pickup on first. They're doing good things on first down here tonight on the ground, are the Argos.
Yeah, and this is, again, a pretty fun one for me. We were talking about early on, just kind of setting the tone, getting physical. They go in a wide receiver bunch to the left and just run a toss. One wide out blocks down, a little pin action. We're in very second and manageable right now. I'm pretty excited at the beginning of the Mike Miller era. Me personally, I'm talking from a personal standpoint.
I think Argos fans got to be liking what they're seeing so far. It's only led to 3 points in the first quarter, but new coaching staff. You get Chad Kelly back, fresh running back, and there's another one that's just batted away, was looking for Coxie, who had not been involved yet in the game, and that one is incomplete.
And again, if you're the Argos right now and you're watching this on the sideline on the iPad, you don't really feel like you got beat here. It's more something you did. They brought 6, their 40 linemen, 2 blitzers. It was picked up tremendously well. You got a one-on-one matchup with Coxie. It's just a throw that we'd like on the front shoulder.
Phillip Brooks awaits this kick on his own 15 as Mike Miller watches on. Has worked well with quarterbacks here in Toronto. And he had McLeod Bethel-Thompson, led the league in passing yards. Arbuckle, obviously, a really nice season. And Chad Kelly, and MLP under Mike Miller's watch now. He's calling all of the shots as Haggerty gets ready to boot this thing away as time ticks down to the end of the first quarter on Friday Night Football. Haggerty lets it fly from the 35. Brooks will slide under it, takes it cleanly at the 22. Runs into a little bit of room, tries to pop it to the outside, and they'll wrap him up just outside the 25 as the Alouettes at home after the first quarter with a 10-3 lead over the Argos.
That's me.
Welcome back to a beautiful night in Montreal. Great crowd here as well. And the Alouettes have the lead through the opening quarter. And, it's going to be a pretty back and forth game is what we're thinking. every single drive is going to be important the rest of the way in this one.
Yeah, and we always talk about how Jason Moss preaches competitiveness. And it's right now where it's like, oh, we're up a little bit. This is when you want that dog to come out and get up that 2 possessions. Hey, the Argos missed a field goal. They've left some points on the board. They've made some mistakes. You have to make them pay. It's a long field, but go down here, drive, get this thing out into a 2-possession game. That's the mentality that you try and instill as a head coach. I think he's done a tremendous job doing.
Davis Alexander, 118 yards in that first quarter. It's on a 472-yard pace. Alexander, quick hitter, finds Hollins, and Hollins has a first down for the Alouettes. That's how you start a drive.
Yes, it is, and it's just so tough to defend when you watch this. So this is that RPO, they call it Sally game. So hey, we can't hand this ball off, but then it's a snag concept. So what we're reading there is we got a guy going to the flat, and as the defender traces that flat, we just have to sit right behind it. They run that so well, and it's so tough to defend.
Shamari Lawrence, who had 63 yards and 8 carries last week, in for this possession. Stands in behind Davis Alexander. Quick hitter out to Stearns. Stearns takes it to the 50. Shamari Lawrence, quite the story last week after a 7-yard pickup for Stearns.
And Dutson, what is awesome about this is he's not their second guy. He was last week due to injury, but he's their 3rd string back. At any level, your 3rd string back does not get a ton of live bullets in practice. You're not getting those quality reps. So for him to come in and have the game that he did basically thrown into it the last minute, Jason Moss talked to us before the game saying he couldn't say it enough how impressed he was.
He was very happy with what Lawrence did. Even they didn't have him at the beginning of camp. He's a late addition to camp as well, and now he'll take it straight up the middle, and that is a first down for the Alouettes as this drive marches on.
And this is when the Alouettes are at their best right now. They just beat you up out front. We have a helmet that popped off. It was an Alouettes player, but this is just a bit of a divide zone here. So when you watch, you're going to see the whole line basically go to right of your screen, and you just work right off the cutback. There's a press point. You press in there. You get those tough physical yards. That is the game they want to play.
Fresh set of downs from the Argo 54. Alexander finds Sneed. Sneed cuts it back, broke one tackle, now another, and he finds a first down. What an effort from Tyler Sneed. At that time, it probably helps to be 5'7".
Yes, it does. That was sweet. You want to go making a man miss, and the crowd erupted here in front of us. This is pretty cool. Again, just a quick out here by Sneed. You're going to look at him right here. Okay, here he goes. Comes up, chip, doing some dirty work into the flat. This is, to me, as much as he has the big glaring numbers last year in week 1, when you can take a guy his size and waggle him in to chip a defensive end and then make guys miss after, it's pretty special.
163 yards and a touchdown last week for Sneed. Now they'll get to Stearns. Let's take a look. Let's flash it back to last week and the game that Sneed put on film.
In the understanding, again, hey, we got a little twist motion. You sell, go, stop it in the ground. Hey, I always say, you talk about landmarks. The alley, which is in between the hash and the numbers, he's exactly on it. This was the throw of the year so far. He's right where Davis Alexander wants him to be. These things matter to us, and it shows play after play, week after week. We're really all the way going back to last season.
All CFL receiver last year was number 41 in our TSN top 50. Alexander, some pressure coming right up the middle, gets it away, and it's held on to. Hollins was taken down. He wants the first down. This will depend on the spot. It's going to be close, very close.
I'll tell you, I believe it's Kongbo here. Watch the middle of the line. It's like the juggernaut. We just push through there, and we flush Davis Alexander. That's a high-effort play. It's a great catch at the end of it, and Davis Alexander making a big-time throw getting there. But when you watch that on defense, that scares me. I'm going to stop my defensive talk here for a second. Watch that. This is not what you want to see if you're an Alouettes fan.
To one knee on the far sideline. Crum into the game. Short yardage here. Probably would have been in anyway. There's a flag that flies first in the game. May give you another look if we can on Davis. He's going to limp back out here. We know he's a warrior.
He is a warrior.
Offside. Toronto defensive line. 5-yard penalty. That'll result in a first down.
Now here's another look at it, Luke.
Yeah, and again, Longbow comes through, kind of dips a shoulder in there, gets, hit his head pretty hard. See that? I saw the right hand kind of go what looked to be the high hamstring, but hopefully it's not that. At this point, I want anything but that for him.
Yeah, the league wants a healthy Davis Alexander for the entire season. Now they'll set up a screen. Philpott. Ball pops out. The whistle was there, and we'll say he was down as Philpott hauls in another one. We'll keep an eye on Davis Alexander. I feel like he's been walking with a limp most of his career as he tries to play through injury.
And we've seen him already kind of extend plays with the legs, and take that away, that would be a big loss.
2nd and 6. And now we're going to get some whistles and a challenge flag. You know what, when we got to look at that, it looked like that ball might have been out before Philpott was down, and they are going to challenge this thing as Mike Kelly, in his first game as Argos head coach, is going to challenge that last call, and we'll give you a couple of looks.
Toronto is challenging the ruling on the field. They believe that the ball was fumbled and they recovered. We'll review the play.
This will be an interesting call. Again, some of these are a bit bang. I think Mike Miller might win his first challenge.
I think it's a play worth challenging.
I think
that looks out, doesn't it? Let's see. Good job there. Now, see if we can bring that back again. Let's watch his knee. No, that ball is out. That ball is out. Yeah, that was a good look at it.
The Mike Miller era. 1 for 1 on challenges.
Hey, something to build on, right?
No question.
That should be Argo's ball. Good defensive play. And they got that challenge flag thrown just in the nick of time. And this could be a big swing with the Alouettes knocking on the door for more points. Let's send it down for the official ruling.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. Toronto player recovered the ball. It's first down, Toronto.
Argos snagged the momentum courtesy a challenge from head coach Mike Kelly. Something to build on for the Argos as Benji Franklin knocks this ball out from Philpott.
Just helmet on the ball, you know, kind of a right place, right time. Not the greatest tackling technique, I'll be honest, Dusty, but it worked though.
You're not going to coach that? Yeah. I say everybody start doing this. They'll hand it off. And it looks, and that will be the call. Hicks was down, maybe just beyond the original line of scrimmage. And it'll be a 2nd and 9-ish for the Argos. Kelly 6 of 10, 82 yards. Hicks has been involved. That was his 4th carry of the game. He also has 12 yards through the air. Nothing yet for Coxie. When you got a guy like Coxie, you probably want to get him involved here, right?
I got a feeling that we might be calling the same real soon.
Oh, there he goes. He goes to the top of the screen. He's going to line up out there against Lorenzo Burns. He's been targeted once. It was incomplete. Now they're going to go to Coxie, and he's got it. Perfect timing. And he'll take it just outside the 41. Got a thoroughbred like that, you can only keep him locked up for so long.
Really nice throw here. Going to see Coxie right here, obviously. So he's going to kind of push up here, and we got a bit of a scissors concept. You see behind kind of loops, just holds that deeper defender for a split second. Falls on time, well-executed play.
19 yards to Coxie, some pressure from Montreal. Kelly, one-on-one, far side, lays it out there. And it is incomplete. Was looking for Ungerer. Defended well by Kabianento.
It's a bit of a strange one for me because there was one-on-one coverage across the board, and to me, Coxie is the guy you take that 50-50 shot with. And it's not a shot on Ungerer at all. He's obviously a tremendous receiver. Just with the height of Coxie, I think I would have probably taken that side of the field. But maybe it was something that they saw on film with Ento, but he clearly played extremely well.
Ungerer, last year, 653 yards, a couple of touchdowns, had career highs in yards and receptions. 3 out to the right for Kelly, 2 to the left. There's one right over the middle. Now he's going to dump it off. Hicks has a ton of room. Hicks is going to take it to the 50, makes a move, stretches ahead, first down. Tackle was made by Lorenzo Burns, but Hicks goes for 12 and moves the sticks.
There's a lot of cool things that happen on this play. First and foremost, you bring 5. So you can see this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pick this up real easy here. Now all of a sudden, Chad kind of goes through his progression, gets all the way down to his back. Again, great pro front. The big boys are blocking. But Burns making this tackle, Dustin, that is not an easy thing to do. Tackle a running back in open field. He almost stopped him short of the first down.
Hung on to him by a shoe. But Hicks found a way. Now they're going to give it to Hicks again. There was some pressure right in the backfield, but he springs it to the outside, and he's got another first down. How about Sam Hicks, the rookie, with an impact here for Toronto? 13 more yards.
If you're Noel Thorpe right now, you're extremely upset. The Argos bust this play. Okay, there's 2-3 hitters. You see Beverett right here. And Isaac Adiemi Berglund, I mean, you got those two guys untouched in the backfield on a run. You're thinking
probably your 2 best defenders.
Correct.
Going to get them. Yeah.
This has 2nd and 15 written all over it, not 1st and 10. So that's a bit of a tough one right there.
So you give Hicks the credit on that, or the Owls just kind of missed the spot?
I'd go Owls miss some bad angles.
Now they'll get it in the hands of Polk. Spin move. He's going to be wrapped up just inside the 35. But Toronto putting together a pretty good drive midway through the second quarter, trailing by 7. Polk last year, when he came back, he averaged 8.2 targets per game when he came back to Toronto from Atlanta. Kelly down the field, drops it in there. And Polk's got that too, sitting on the 5 for 30 yards.
I'll tell you this, if you have Polk on your fantasy team, you're excited. And I'll tell you why. Not just because of the catches, his man coverage. Cover 1, they showed it. It was clear as day. So as you see this, just watch Chad Kelly. He knows exactly what he's doing. He holds the free safety for set and goes exactly to the matchup he wants. Again, if you're a fantasy guy who has Polk, in man coverage, if he's going to Polk, that's something you want to see.
Thousands of fantasy owners of Polk across the country. Maybe even me. Who knows? CFL Fantasy. Hop on board. It's fun. Here's Kelly. 1st and goal from the 5. Gets it away. Was looking for Coxie. And a couple steps behind the ball that time.
Chad's going to want that one back a little bit. They did a ton of pre-snap motion because they got everybody, again, locked in man coverage. But these things happen when you don't play football for 500-plus days.
You're going to have timing issues a little bit.
Bingo. So, I think you're probably pretty fired up right now to see Chad Kelly operate because these things are all correctable.
Argos offense has had to settle for a couple of field goal attempts, hit one of them. Kelly's going to work again here, 2nd and goal from the Montreal 5. 3 options to his left, looks to his right, throws it to the corner, incomplete through the hands of Mackay Polk, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
This is just going to be an inside slot fade to Polk, so you'll see him here. He's going to push up. It's, again, man coverage, and then as Polk goes, we go to the back side, back of the end zone here. Boom, put your foot in the ground. There's your pressure step. It's a win. You're just a little long on the throw, and you'd also like to catch it. Again, game of inches. There's an inch to jam the Argos right there, and we're settling for a field goal.
Yeah, a chip shot field goal, just 12-yarder. Aralahu missed earlier, not going to miss this one. And he knocks it through, and the Argos have left some points on the board, but they only trail by 4 on the road in Montreal. Well, we should not be surprised that it's been a monster first half for Philpott. He's got 102 yards and a touchdown already. How about this catch last week, Luke?
I was in the booth for this, Dustin, and like jaw dropped.
Lose your mind?
I mean, it don't get much better than that. Pin it against the defenders back. In a game like that with the magnitude, obviously two great teams from the East, pretty special.
Now they'll set up a screen for Sneed. Somehow he escapes and he's got a first down.
This guy's unbelievable.
How did he do that?
He's playing out of his mind right now. And he's fired up. Look at him. Jawing a little bit, letting the boys know. Nothing wrong with that either.
Sneaking under guys. He's sneaking under guys.
Sneaking under. He's chipped D ends. He's cut D ends. He's making guys miss. What isn't he doing? Little tunnel screen. He's dodging his own alignment.
4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Alouettes from their own 52. Alexander, near side. Oh, Philpott's got that too. Are you kidding me? Reaches over the defender, holds it in. There's a flag on the play, but that was incredible.
The flag is an and one going back to the basketball. This is going to be defensive pass interference.
And he still got it. He was working against Amos. Let's give you another look at it here.
You're kidding me.
Oh.
You're kidding me right now.
Pass interference. Toronto number 11. That penalty would be a decline. First down.
Look at this. Right over top. That's got to hurt as a defender to know that he came away with that.
Especially because that highlight's going to be played for the rest of the year as well.
Davis. What are you going to do? That's a Michael Jordan shrug moment there from Davis. Now they'll go Philpott again this time. They wrap him up and Caesar's able to bring him down.
And defensive coordinator for the Argos, Greg Quick, at this point he goes covers zero. They're super soft. When you make a big catch like the one we're watching here, sometimes you get flustered. And again, that's an easy 7 yards. I can't believe we just talked about it.
Which catch is better, last week or this week?
I think his last week was a tutty. I'd go there, but I mean, both pretty special.
I think he's going to have better ones later in the year. Like, that's how talented he is. 2nd and 3 from the 28. Can they keep this drive alive? They'll give it to Tice. Tice pushing ahead, and he bullies his way for a first down. Still going. Crowd loves it. And he'll take it down to the 20. 8 yards.
This is just straight bully ball. First off, formationally, you've got extra offensive linemen in. You bring your fullback, Mason, and a receiver all on basically a yard away or on the line of scrimmage. And Tice just says, give me the rock, let me tote the bill here. I'll get it for us, boys. Downhill bully ball.
5'9", 215 coming at you. Fresh set of downs on the edge of the red zone.
It's a stout 215.
And we've hit 3 minutes, and they'll blow that down here in Montreal. The Alouettes lead 10-6, and it has been a Philpott show so far on Friday Night Football. Welcome back where the party is on in Montreal. They're having a good time, and I have to tell you, pretty good looking tracksuit.
Yeah, it almost looks like they were maybe pulling for Bosnia and Herzegovina earlier against Canada, but I don't think that was the relevance. But speaking of that, that was a pretty epic late game goal by the Canadians.
Won for Canada today. Yeah. The nation watching. Those guys look like they found some tablecloths.
Timer, please reset the clock. 3 minutes.
Back to football and what I like to call the real football. Okay, right now, Dustin, to me, just kind of watching the chess match. Put the ball in the 20, it's 1st and 10. You got to kind of trick your mind as an offensive guy to be thinking, hey, more man coverage.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 3 minutes. We'll start on the snap.
And what's fascinating right now is the Owls have still lined up with that extra offensive lineman, so they have 6 offensive linemen in right now. And it does look like it's going to become man. We'll see when they officially get lined up, and a fullback. So this could be one of those moments where we fake the run and get a nice one-on-one man matchup, but we'll see.
Tice stands in behind Davis Alexander. They do give it to him. And Tyson's going to try to find a little bit of space, pushing through. They'll hang on and stop him just short of the first down, but he goes for 8 more on the play.
Why fake the run like I'm saying we can just pick up 8 like that? Again, we talk about bully ball. Look at the push. Okay, we got a nice press point. We're breaking all sorts of arm tackles. When I say press point, what Tyson's doing a good job right now is pushing into the line of scrimmage to get the defense to collapse towards one area. Then he makes that cut, whether it's a jump cut, foot in the ground, kind of pressure step. He's done a really nice job when he's got the ball in his hands.
Second and a couple from the Toronto 12. Davis, pressure, trying to escape, flips it ahead, and they'll push it inside the 10. That'll be enough for the first down as he finds his fullback, Jacob Mason.
This is unbelievable. This should have been a TFL. I don't know if it's a called play action or why we didn't hand it off, or if it's just an RPO. If this stands, it'll be unbelievable. I can't believe he was able to get a completion on a first down.
I think they're going to rule him down.
The quarterback was down at the 14-yard line. It's third down.
Still a spectacular effort.
And I know he makes it look easy. Yeah, man. You want to talk about athleticism? Trust him. We got extremely large, athletic, fast.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 2:33.
Individuals buzzing by your head, and you're doing pirouettes back there and flipping the ball for a first down. He's just a very unique player, and it's really fun to watch.
He's not going to give up on any play, and I think that was a perfect example of it. You know who loved that the most watching that, even though it didn't work? Jason Moss, right? That extra late didn't just accept the sack. Maltos Diaz in. 22-yard attempt straight away. He was perfect last week, and he's perfect again here tonight with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Montreal 13, Toronto 6 on Friday Night Football.
Almost halftime. Lapo hard at work here. We'll get his thoughts on Chad Kelly. We will get his thoughts on Tyson Philpott. And we've also got a special guest. Marc-Antoine Dequoy will join us in the half. Back to you, Dustin.
Thank you very much, Laura. Lapo, look at those kicks on Lapo.
I was just going to say, if you didn't say it, I was going to say it.
Those are nice, Lapo. He's a style guy. First and 10 for the Argos from their own 40. And there's Coxie. Made one man miss. Stays on his feet. Ball pops out. Argos are there to save the day. That was Shepley. Recovers the ball after it gets knocked out of the hands of Coxie.
Nice athletic play by Shepley here. Hey, spacing concept. We hit it. Does a great job making a few men's miss. This is Coxie. But I'll say this about Dakota, being able to recover that fumble. Why he's there is because he's hustling. And if you're a young offensive lineman watching at home, that's a big ordeal.
Kelly with time. Mitel's got it. There's a flag in the secondary. Mitel gets the first down, but we'll have to pick up what this call is. That was way back by the safety. Mitel was involved a lot early in the game. More quiet since. The officials will come together to discuss which way this one's going to go.
Chad was looking for something down the field, so my guess it's probably maybe an illegal contact because he did hang a long time waiting for something to come open down the field.
Illegal contact. Montreal number 9. That penalty is declined. First down, Toronto.
Anton Arku, the guilty party. First down for the Argos, late in the half. They'll work from their own 52, creeping towards midfield. 3 options out to the right for Kelly. Pressure coming. Heaves it up. Polk waiting for it, and it's knocked away. Oh, he had it, and Burns came across and knocked it loose. It looked like Polk was just waiting for that ball to arrive.
And he was waiting, but Chad executes this to perfection because he's high. When you see this here, I want you to look right here. Okay, Sutton comes. Chad knows if he's coming, that means I just get the ball to a spot, let my receiver run under it. Polk, there you go, little eye inside, kind of pressure step. We're there. love to make that play. Again, I know what you're saying, Dustin, but that is how the quarterbacks are taught. If we got a shot, first pressure like that, just get high to a spot and let my receiver go run under it.
Good play by Burns, though.
Great play by Burns.
Alouettes send for Kelly down the field again. This time a rocket, and it's hauled in. What a play, going up and getting it for his first catch in the Canadian Football League. Tyler Cowan.
And this is a special job here. So we just have a seam route, basically. Okay, kind of up. We're going to have landmarks versus zone. So nothing crazy. Again, we slip inside. I call it the alley, which is in between the numbers and hash. It's a great high point. But Chad Kelly manipulated that defense. Looked left, pulled the safety over, knew exactly where he wanted to go. That was a pre-snap determination.
First touch of the night for Common. Now here's Kelly. Gets it away again. There's a flag on the far side, just outside the 10. Just under a minute and a half left. Here's the call.
We'll go at 5. Offside. Montreal number 9. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Let's take another look at that spectacular catch from Tyler Common.
Common climbs the ladder here. I mean, it don't get much better than that. I'll be honest with you. Contested, deep down the field.
He holds every single record at Emporia State.
Emporia
That's where
State.
he went to school. I looked it up. It's in Kansas.
It's legendary.
First and 5. Kelly gets it away. Spin move, end zone, touchdown! Ungerer's got his first of the year. And the Argos are in the end zone for the first time tonight.
This is great execution here, but Ungerer being able to make a man miss, to me, is what is the most special part of this play. So I have to call this a now route, but we get man coverage, and you got a 3-receiver side where Ungerer is. And basically you get presence. So here you go. Chad's just going to turn and rip this bad boy, and it's right on the dot. So you see Chad, quick drop, boom, quick game, balls. But this right here is special. It is the perfect read against man coverage. You got to, again, I call it now, but it's basically a one-step slant. We talk about execution. That's execution.
Spun away from Tavianento. Arauahu puts another one through, and how about this? We are tied at 13 late in the first half.
And it is a great play by Ento. Again, it's not supposed to be this tight of a window, but we basically jump it, whether that was on film, whatever. Unger just makes a better play. And again, making a man miss, you're feeling pretty good right now if you're the Argos, I'll be honest. Outside of some, missed throws, the odd miscommunication.
Missed a field goal.
To come into this building, and Dusty, it's a packed house, and it's loud. You got a quarterback that hasn't played in 500-plus days, and to be sitting here with 1:18 left in the second quarter, and it's 13-13 with, like you said, a missed field goal and a lot of other misses on you.
Yeah, you got to be pleased.
Especially for week 1. I'm going to keep going here.
Well, game 1. He's been around. Yeah. I mean, he's coached at so many different levels. But for Mike Miller, you got to be pretty happy with what your team has put together. That was a 6-play, 70-yard drive that took just 58 seconds. And they find Ungerer. He had 2 touchdowns all of last season. And he's got one here in week 2. We'll see with a minute 18 seconds on the clock. Maybe a return to give them good field position, but Davis Alexander hasn't been shy of going deep down the field so far tonight. Last year, Montreal swept the season series with 21-19, 26-25, and 28-10 wins. 2 of them
Penalty
here at home.
Or kick.
Delay of game penalty called. Arauahu had 2 35-second play clocks under the new rules to get that ball kicked off. and he used up all 70 seconds, if my math is correct.
It's good math.
Thanks, man.
Quick math.
I did it on my phone. Booted away, low kick. It's going to bounce, and it'll be picked up easily by Brooks. Takes it back, and he'll be driven back just shy of the 45. And now we'll watch Maltos Diaz. Career long is 58 yards. So they'll be looking for the 51-yard line to get into Maltos Diaz field goal range. That's not very far.
No, it's not. And I'll say this. When you come out here right now, one of the sayings that was always preached to me was score or end with the ball. That would still be considered a win because we don't want to give the Argos the ball back and a chance to double up because they get the ball obviously coming out of the half. So it'll be interesting how aggressive they get here.
They'll start on their own 44. Alexander near sideline. He has Sneed. Sneed steps up. And he'll be taken out of bounds right at midfield. 11 yards to Sneed.
I want to talk about, energy that's contagious. Watch the end of this play here with Sneed. And Sneed is not the world's biggest receiver. Watch the physicality. He could have just ran out of bounds. He's trying to give them some work. That is just the embodiment of how this entire team and organization plays under Jason Moss. It's fun to watch.
They don't want to make anything easy for the opposition, right?
You can eat my helmet for this extra yard.
Alexander. And that one, a gun into the hands of Hollins. And that takes them just inside the 50 with 6 more yards. Still a ton of time here, too. They're moving quick.
And again, we talk about scoring or end with the ball. When we're moving this quick, like foot's on the gas, you would assume they're trying to get a touchdown.
You're thinking touchdown now, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's just kind of that cat and mouse. It depends on your style as a coach, kind of how the game flow's going, but they're certainly rolling right now.
2nd and 4. 3 options out to the right for Alexander. High snap, grabs it, guns it in there. But this time Sneed has it batted away. Owen Goss, I believe, got a hand on that.
It's a 3-man rush, drop 9. And usually when you're dropping 9, it's very soft. But Goss playing downhill, real tight window. And a great play here. Again, you see the 3-man rush, but we're not really dropping heavy. Goss gets that heavy hand in there. That's what they call, just punching that bad boy. Get it out of there.
Don't come in soft with that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
That heavy hand.
Would be a deep field goal attempt. So they'll bring out Zima to kick it away with 55 seconds on the clock. Grant waits, high kick, and that one will bounce into the end zone. And Grant will take the knee. That'll give them excellent field position with 43 seconds on the clock.
And again, there were probably some people wondering, score, end with the ball. End with the ball is a good thing. Well, now it certainly is. Because again, this is called situational football. 43 seconds, the Argos get the ball at the half. We used to talk about this at length. Hey, this is a chance in a tight game to double up scores. Get a field goal, get the ball right back, and get another score. It basically could be the difference in these tight games. So a lot of times you hear coaches, you hear players say, hey, we didn't play well situationally. That would be a situation where obviously the Alouettes did not play well situationally.
Kelly steps under some pressure on the run to his right. Down the field, intercepted. Oh no, taken away. Kelly looked over the middle and Bolden says, thank you very much.
I'll say this, Dustin, this one from bad to worse for the Argos right here. It's just a calamity of error. So we'll start here. Chad Kelly is hot, and we have a free rusher, and that's going to be right here. Okay? So we start there. That's the first issue, and it looks like as we roll this that Kelly actually wants, I think it's Hicks, to look, and he's not ready. So we make him miss, and now we're playing off script, and we just throw it into the middle of kind of nowhere. You live to fight another down, throw it out of bounds. That one's a real tough pill to swallow.
First career interception, too, for Bubba Bolden as they go back to Philpott. And he is stopped there by Pickett.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow for Mike Miller because, like you said, with the ball in the 40 to start, you're not that far to field goal range.
And they had a lot of time
yes.
for a field goal at least.
To make that unforced error is a tough one.
Kelly doesn't look happy on that sideline. Here's Alexander out in the flat. He's got his running back, Tice. And I think he's going to be stopped just short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. With just 15 seconds
this will be
left on the clock.
Fascinating decision here, Dustin.
We're going to go. And it's going to be Davis Alexander needing a yard. He's got the yard. And their push for a long field goal attempt continues here. Thought maybe they'd punt that one away.
Now, I was wondering if they'd actually try and get more yards. Say it's 3rd and 1, maybe run a spacing concept, some sort of rub route. Because, again, we're against the clock right now, not in field goal range yet.
Time ticks inside 10 seconds. That one at the feet of Philpott with 5 seconds. Just under 5 seconds on the clock.
I shouldn't say not in field goal range yet, just a very difficult field goal. And now, as a play caller, Andy Calvillo, Jason Moss, you have to call something that is under 4.8 seconds, which is very limiting. You know, and if things get off schedule, you're jammed up. You know, hey, great, we got a 20-yard completion, but we're jammed here. Took too much time.
Just throw the old flea flicker again. Let's hit a touchdown earlier in the game.
Take your shot. I like that.
Every time. 1 for 1. Alexander misses Hollins on the far side. Just a second on the clock. And he looks a little frustrated. Both quarterbacks very animated so far in this game. Both guys have actually thrown for over 200 yards. They're both on pace for about 430, 440 yards. They've moved the ball well through the air in this first half. Now, Maltos Diaz had come out onto the field, and he turns around and runs back off, and Zima will kick it away as time will tick down.
Got that from you? Drag this stuff out.
Janarian Grant waits as Zima drills this one low. Grant will let it bounce. He'll grab it at the 2. And he'll just safely step out of bounds on the near sideline. And it'll be a 1-point game through the first half of Friday Night Football. Pretty evenly played game so far.
Yeah, very evenly played game. I think both offenses have done a lot of great things and then, you know, made a lot of mistakes. Not that the defenses haven't played well, but there hasn't been as many plays on that side of the ball. I really think that both coaches are going into the locker room, speaking offensively, saying, hey, we've got everything. The game plans work. We feel good. We just got to execute.
Tyson Philpott, monster half, targeted 9 times, caught 7 of them, fooling that one for a touchdown and 136 yards.
Yeah, the flea flicker was pretty special. Again, there's your scramble drill. Again, you just talk about tools in the toolbox.
He is standing by with our Kenzie Lalonde.
Yeah, Tyson, let's go back to the beginning of the game. 2 minutes in this game, you catch a 45-yard flea flicker. First of all, what did you make of the play, and were you surprised AC called such a creative play early in the game?
Not at all. We've had that one drawn up for a while. I scored on that like 2 years ago, too, but we talked about in practice. It's going to be up early. They trust in us. Davis threw a great ball, and, yeah, the rest is what happened.
Well, to quote our commentator, Luke Wilson, he said, Philpott's cooking.
Yeah.
And you think of your last week's performance this week as well. What's allowed you to find such consistency early in the season?
Yeah, it's just my team, you know, trusting in me to make plays, having such a great offense, having great receivers around me, a great quarterback, great offensive coordinator. I can't do anything without those guys, and, yeah, we just thrive together.
Have fun. Best luck the rest of us.
Hey, merci beaucoup. Thank you.
All right, let's send things over to the other side of the field with Laura Dykin.
Merci beaucoup, Kenzie. Yes, and time now for At the Half, sponsored by Bud Light. All out Police joining me once again here. And yeah, the game started with a bang with that flea flicker and Montreal jumping out to the lead. A 1-point game now. And Chad Kelly, obviously a big storyline coming into this game. 580 days without throwing a football in a professional game. What did you think of his first half? What did you think of the Argos' first half?
Yeah, before we talk about the game, I want to talk about this statement. There was a lot of talk with the Toronto Argonauts, who they're going to hire when Ryan Dinwiddie left. But one of the most important things for a play caller has to be who he's working with. Obviously, you better have a quarterback relationship. The quarterback and the play caller. Mike Miller is one of the reasons they've made that decision, because they knew what he could do for Chad Kelly. And Chad did a really good job. 14 of 23, 60%, 216 yards, 1 touchdown. But what I like about this is he used his legs like you just saw there. He's getting the ball in his hands to a number of receivers. 6 different players have a catch right now in this game. And then Samuel Hicks also. This is a little sleepy stat. 7.4 yards a carry, 45 yards. They only averaged 53 a game last year, so they're still trying to run the football. But I love what Chad Kelly's doing. You know, they missed a field goal or else they'd have the lead. But this is great to see from the Toronto Argonauts offense to start the game.
And we were saying, we heard Dustin and Luke discussing that there were a lot of miscues from the Argos. Kelly wasn't really at the center of them until in that final 30 seconds throws his first interception of the game. Well, we saw last week it was the Tyler Snead show for the Montreal Alouettes. Well, now it's his BFF now, the Tyson Philpott show. He's got 136 yards so far, but he's just part of what we've seen from this attack from the Montreal offense.
Yeah, you know what? Start of this game, I was thinking about if Montreal gets this offense rolling. We've known they played great defense here the last couple of years. Here you see the flea flicker, get behind the defense, get DBs looking into the backfield. Huge throw here to Philpott. If they can continue to move the ball and keep Davis healthy, give him opportunities to push these balls downfield, get Tice in the run game going, they are going to be a difficult team because they play good defense. And how about Tyson Philpott? Like, this guy's amazing how many yards he has through the course of just a half. And, certainly made 2 of the best catches of the season so far.
Speaking of Tyson Philpott, speaking of those sensational catches, it is time now for Easy Call, sponsored by Bud Light. And yes, guess who is front and center, Lapo?
Yeah, first of all, I want to complain about this Bud Light Easy Catch because you and I are not drinking Bud Light when we do this. I think that maybe should be part of this, but this is an easy call to make. Spectacular catches from this football player. Last week, catches it behind a defender. Today, he takes it away from a defender. This is an easy call for me. It'd be way easier if I had a Bud Light in my hand, but easy call. Tyson Philpott made 2 of the best catches of the season.
You know what the problem is now? What's he going to do next week? Does he do that back-to-back weeks? They're wanting more, right? So it is the Montreal Alouettes with a 1-point lead right now over the Toronto Argos. When we come back, yes, we'll have a special guest joining us, Marc-Antoine Duquois, who's going to be working a lot with Lapo coming up. The World Cup continues tomorrow, and it is a jam-packed day. Qatar and Switzerland beginning things off, Brazil and Morocco, Haiti and Scotland, and last but certainly not least, Australia versus Turkey. That one gets underway at midnight Eastern time. You can watch all the games live on TSN, CTV, and Crave. And speaking of which, early World Cup, and then this was a week ago at Saputo Stadium where Canada had its final tune-up, and yep, they were switching jerseys. Isaac Ademi Berglund and Tyson Philpott doing the jersey swap with Crepeau. And yes, Philpott representing here today. And so far, so good for Philpott and the Alouettes.
Taking the handoff. Off to the right, it's intercepted. Marc-Antoine Duquois. What a turn of events this is as Kelly can't get him. Duquois has the pick 6 to open things up for the Alouettes in this Eastern final. Touchdown, Montreal.
A little trip down memory lane with Marc-Antoine Duquois, and Chad Kelly knows you and remembers you as well, I'm sure. You're back here, announced your retirement back in February. You opened the cage. You got a nice standing ovation from the crowd as well. What's it like being back in this building? Is it hard not being out there playing with your buddies?
Well, I mean, it's special for sure. Is it hard? I think it is. At some point, I think just retiring in general, it's not something that, you're used to it. I didn't stop because the passion wasn't there. I just stopped because I, couldn't do it anymore. But I tried every single time when I was out there to give my 100% and just, play the best of my ability and just give it so much to the fan and to the players. I think that was the hardest thing, just seeing the guys. It's so close. Last year what we did with that Grey Cup run, didn't win it. It just bring a lot of memory, and I think it's that mixed feeling of being happy to see them, but also the adversity we all have to face of last year.
So, Mark, what do you take as a player, played at the University of Montreal, and getting drafted by this organization? They had to wait for you a little bit because you had some NFL opportunities, but then to come here and have the success story you had, I think that's a great message for young football players in Quebec that they can come and be a part of that. So talk about that a little bit.
Oh, I mean, it's so special. When I was, a younger kid in the 2000 to 2012, I was watching the Alouettes. I was a big fan. And for me, my idol was Mathieu Proulx, Etienne Boulay, those guys. Those guys was Québécois. They was from Montreal, and they were playing for the Alouettes. I was in the stands looking at them, and I was a safety. I was playing in, junior, but I was playing, and I always imagined myself be that kid one day on that field, and that dream came true. And with that run in 23, when we won and we got that Grey Cup, a dream of mine, got realized. So it's so special to be able to say I was a fan. I became an Alouette player, and now I'm back to being an Alouette fan.
Yeah. But maybe the shortest retirement ever, because now you are part of the roster when it comes to the men's senior national flag football team, where you'll get to work alongside Lapo here. What made that something that you were interested in pursuing?
Well, I would say that first when Lapo called me, it was 2 hours after I retired. So I told him, just give me a couple months, I'll call you back. And I took the time to think about it. I think inside of me, I still had that competition. It was just, the reality of the injuries I had to, go through the years. And when camp arrived and I saw people competing and just, I saw the CFL was starting to go back on track, for me something something called inside of me. I think I still want to compete. I still want to be able to do a sport, and flag football is something I always love. It's a beautiful sport. It's growing, and with a chance of being an Olympic sport, and with the CFL collaboration that we have, I think it's something beautiful that we can show and just try to push through and do something special.
Yeah, and it's going to be great. Tomorrow we take 5 different teams. We take the men's and women's. We take 4 under 15, under 17 men's and women's team down to San Diego to train for a week. We're going to have a friendly versus United States on Friday night and some practices. So looking forward to coaching this guy and bringing him into the team.
But I heard you were going to cut the hair once you were done football. So what does this mean now?
Can you repeat again? There's a lot of noise here.
Kenzie was saying that you said you wouldn't cut your hair.
Yeah, exactly. So Kenzie, there's still football in flag football, so I'm not cutting my hair.
All right, you heard it here first. All right, enjoy the rest of the game, Mark, and safe travels and have fun with the flag football. Meanwhile, back here, this was earlier, Boston opened the cage at Molson Percival Stadium. It is 14-13 Owls, but the second half coming up here in Montreal.
Just a beautiful Friday night in Montreal, and what else would you expect from the Argos and Owls but a tight one? 14-13 Montreal leads. Kenzie Lalonde standing by with Sam Hicks of the Argos.
Well, Sam, your first CFL game. I mean, you've already shown to be so reliable. What do you make of your first half of CFL football?
First, I want to thank God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for getting me in this point. But being reliable, that's my job. I'm just doing my job, using the gift that God has given me. Honestly, that's all really.
Your offense showed some momentum towards the end of that half. How do you guys find some more consistent drives here in the second?
It looks like a machine. Once we get the offense rolling, we can't be stopped. That's all we do. Once we get the offense rolling, we be good. Honestly, that's all.
That's a lot.
Thank you.
Second half is underway, and we'll start it with Janarian Grant with some speed. Finds a little bit of room and pushes this one all the way back out to the 40, and that is where Chad Kelly had an excellent first half, 14 to 23, 200. Both these quarterbacks on pace for 400 passing yards tonight. He's at 216, touchdown. Had the interception, and they left some out there, didn't they?
They did, and that's what's encouraging. And I'll say this, you know, we talked about it a bit last week. This league has some very high-end quarterbacks this season, especially if they stay healthy, and we are seeing two guys right now absolutely dueling it out.
That's the key. Stay healthy. Isaiah Smith in the game and running back. This time they'll give it to Mital, and Mital will push it ahead. And a decent enough pickup on first down opens things up as far as the playbook goes on second and mid.
Yeah, Dustin, I always find it fascinating because at halftime it's been frantic in the locker rooms. Okay, yeah, you're maybe getting a Gatorade, getting something like that, but your coaches are meeting first while you're getting taped or whatever, and it's like, hey, here's the game plan going forward. So I'd love to kind of see, obviously, in that first one, what do we think we can do? According to the Argos right now, we think we can bully them around.
7 for 11 on second down tonight. Some pressure coming from the Alouettes. Kelly with a flag on the field, sends it down, drops it in to the 20, to the 10. Zone touchdown, Toronto. Mitel's got it. Flags do sit back by the quarterback, but a big strike from Kelly to Kevin Mitel.
And this will count for sure. It's an offside by Montreal, and it's cover 0, and it's the
offside.
Perfectly.
Montreal number 32. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
This is the perfectly executed play. You get him in cover 0, you make him pay. Cover 0, you have no safety help over the top. Okay, and watch Chad. He sees it, he goes back, he goes right to his winner, and he is hot. I know it looks like there's a free hitter. He's got to kind of take depth in his drop and deliver the ball. You mentioned 400 yards. That certainly helps.
63 more on that play to start the half. I mean, the game started with a bang, and now the second half does as well, as Mital now up to 97 yards and a touchdown. Toronto leads by 6.
When we watch Mital here, so I'm going to circle him. He's right here, okay? And he's basically going to run a seam, but it's not over the top. So as we go this thing, we twist. See how that nod right there? That's what we said. When you see cover 0 is inside leverage because there's no safety help in the middle of the field. So the coaching point as a receiver is to nod inside and go over the top. And Chad needs to put air under the ball. Here it goes. See that what we call a 3 ball. I know I'm getting a little technical, getting into the minutia, but the 3 ball has more arc under it. Mital executes awesome. The nod over the top, boom, push him inside, threaten his leverage, go over the top. Chad puts the ball in the money with some air under so we can run under it. And just like that, we start this half with a heater. And I couldn't be more fired up because I love offensive football.
As a play-by-play guy, I love offensive football as well. And this, I think this half's going to be incredible.
And to be honest with you, if I could just keep going, I stand when defensive coordinators think they can get away with cover 0. And right now, they certainly got Noel Thorpe there playing cover 0. Say, we got an answer for that, boss man.
Got to make them pay in the cover 0. Now the kick, low driving one, bounces in. Brooks has it. He's going to try to stretch the field on the far side. All the way over, cuts it back at the 30. And they'll wrap him up right around the 35. And now Davis Alexander comes out to start the half. And he's trailing by 6. Good first half as well, though. 236 yards, touchdown, 17 to 24. We expected a good game from the quarterbacks coming into this one. We talked about it a lot pregame, and it's living up to the hype for sure.
It absolutely is. And again, it's loud in here right now. The sun has set. Montreal has got a gorgeous night. We got a little Quebec versus Ontario vibe going. Davis Alexander potentially going to lose his first regular season game. I'm jazzed right now.
They found a way to come back big time last week, trailing by 6 here. They'll give it to Tice. Tice to the 40. Now pushes it all the way out, and a great start to the drive in the hands of Travis Tice. It goes for 13.
Dustin, I can't get enough of how this guy plays, and it's neat. We see the catches. We see him make a miss. Watch what they have him do here. This is a wide receiver. I'm going to highlight him here. Okay, here he is. Okay, he's going to pull up as we go and basically insert onto a linebacker. It's Cameron Judge. Are you kidding me right now? This guy's cutting people. He's chipping DMs. He's now playing fullback leading into the line. I love the way this guy plays football.
5'7", 187, doesn't matter, makes the play there. Here's Tice, he's going to push it ahead. There's a flag way back in the secondary. But if you're gonna play for Jason Maas, doesn't matter how big you are, you've got to make plays that Tyler Snead makes when he doesn't have the ball, right?
You said it, and I'm telling you, when
Montreal number 38, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
When one guy does it, especially a guy like Snead, who's a bit undersized to be pulling to linebackers, it's so contagious because you got to sit there if you're on this offensive field as a player and be like, if Snead, who's one of our best receivers, is doing that, I better make sure I'm buttoned up and physical and tough and showing the effort that you're getting from one of your leaders.
All CFL last season in a league full of really good receivers as well. 1st and 20. Now they'll dump it off. And this is Stearns, who's been more heavily involved in the offense tonight than he was last week. Makes sense. Last week was his first game with the Alouettes. This one will go for 7 yards and set up 2nd and 13.
This will be a very interesting play call here from defensive coordinator for the Argos, Greg Quick. 2nd and 13. Do you play soft or do you try and bring some heat here? You got some momentum. You know, Sack can kind of keep that going. We've got 3 down linemen, but it wouldn't surprise him to bring a 4th or 5th rusher.
They'll only send the 3, so Davis is going to have some time, and he's going to look way down the field. Incomplete. Wanted his go-to guy in Snead, but Snead never really had a chance at that one.
Yeah, that's a bit of a dangerous throw for me as well. You know, pretty covered. Like you said, they brought 3. I thought they might bring some pressure, so you only see 3 defensive linemen rush. It's a nice route by Snead, but again, you're dropping so deep and you got so many defenders. I mean, 9 guys are dropping. It's hard. It's hard to find windows.
Grant waits back on his own 12 as the sun sets here on Friday Night Football in Montreal. Bounces, high bounce, takes it on the one hopper, and here's Grant to the near sideline, and that is where he is forced out. The Toronto Argonauts with a 20-14 lead here early in the 3rd quarter. Kevin Mittal, almost 900 yards last year. He's at 97 and a touchdown for Toronto tonight. Welcome back to Montreal. Look at that sky tonight here in Montreal. Absolutely gorgeous evening. And how about the night that this guy has had? Kevin Mittal, 102 catches last year, right up there with Keon Hatcher. First national player to have 100 receptions with the Argos. And you're in a group that has Polk and Coxie, and you know you're going to be relied upon heavily by Kelly. They'll hand it off here, and it's pushed ahead for a positive pickup. But you need guys like Mittal. I always think Nick Dembski is a comparison. Similar body types.
Yes.
And Dembski can do a little bit of everything. They handed the ball off to Mittal tonight, which they've done with Nick in Winnipeg. That's who he reminds me of.
And that's the thing. He's such a matchup nightmare because when you've got that guy who's a bigger frame, can do all the underneath stuff, but then as we just saw, against cover 0, can burn you. You just don't know who to put on him.
2nd and 7 after 3 for Hicks. Kelly hangs in the pocket. Now he's in trouble, and they're finally going to get to him and take him down. Canton Arcou, there's a flag, though, right after he threw him down. And I'm thinking the slam was too much, Luke?
I'm guessing that might be it. Love to see the O-line got after him a little bit here. I think
roughing the passer. Montreal number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's a great, honestly, I'd call this a coverage sack, Dustin, because you watch this here. We do have time. They run a mesh. It's just 5 guys. The O-line does a good job, and it's Hicks, you know, that's standing in there. Oh, I think it's a little shove at the end that might have got him. Let's see. I think that's probably it.
Just that little push at the end. Now they'll toss it into the hands of Hicks, and he's slammed down heavily by Mustafa Johnson.
We just talked about Mittal, and watch this here. Again, I know it's the little things. I call them hidden yards. But we just saw him catch, obviously, a big one, very recent. And then you watch this run here. And yeah, it's only 4 yards, but he's basically in a bunch, and he pins a defensive end. So just kind of further a point earlier, when you can have a guy like that that can also block in the run game, certainly a nice tool to have.
2nd and 6 for Kelly. Pressure right up the middle, picked up by Hicks. Now they'll go down the field to Polk, and he misses him. Had him for a second.
I can't get over this, and it's so close. And you look at Chat's face; he knows it too. So the Alouettes bring 6. They go right back to the well. You're going to see this here. 6 guys come, little cross dog. Okay, we pick it up. Great. And when you bring 6, you only got 6 to defend. Obviously, it puts you very short on the back end, and you got another homer that you just miss. Holy smokes.
Kelly could be well over 300 yards. He's at 279. There's been some deep shots that they've just missed on. Now here's a high kick, end over end. It's going to hang up there forever. Now it'll come down. 40-yard boots. And a short return from Phillip Brooks. And we are just settling in on Friday Night Football. Polk couldn't get to that one in time. The NBA Finals continue tomorrow with a pivotal Game 5 as the Knicks battle the Spurs in San Antonio. Catch all the action at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TSN, CTV2, and Crave. I'm assuming the Spurs will get up by 45 and then blow it like they did last game. It was 29 at the half. What a comeback or a choke job, whichever way you want to look at that. It's been a great series so far. Game 5 should be a beauty. We got a good one here, too. 9 minutes left to go in the third. They'll hand it off to Tice, and he's wrapped up and taken down from behind. D'Arcangelo in on the tackle, among others.
One of the cool things for me with this game right now, Dustin, is there's been a lot of explosive plays. You know, the game started with a flea flicker very early, a lot of fun stuff, but really the hard and soul of this game has been physicality still. We got extra linemen in, we got fullbacks, we got tough running. It's been really fun to watch.
Alouettes wanted a jump on the far side of the line by Chatfield. Now they're going to run a draw to Tice. And he's going to push it ahead to about the 30, but that will not be enough, and they'll be forced to kick it away here in the third quarter. Looked like they got rattled after the flag wasn't thrown.
They did, and I'll say this, there's been a lot of chatter on the online communities about how the Argos are going to be terrible this year. It's very early. We haven't even finished the game. The Argos look like an absolute wagon right now.
Well, it was funny. I don't know if we were on the call earlier in the week or somebody else said it to me. But, yeah, I think it was on one of our calls that there's no easy game in the CFL this year. Like, there's a lot of really good teams. And the Argos, who might have been viewed by some as maybe being one of those, certainly look like that will not be the case. Here's Grant. This guy's dangerous, and he's got some room. Hangs onto the ball, broke a tackle, still going. Saver from Jonathan Sutherland. Grant almost got one in his first game of the year. 55 yards.
They're playing well in defense, offense, and now special teams.
Special teams will help. This guy, one of the most dangerous ever to do it. 13 career return touchdowns. They just stopped him this time.
To watch Cameron Judge here. He makes this thing happen, and he's so smart. This is an 8-year vet, so we got him highlighted there. You can see the little great graphic, and as we roll this, okay, here he goes. It looks like it's going to be a penalty because you're not allowed to block back. You're not allowed to block back. Watch him now turn his body and throw his hands in the air. And now, because he's got the back turn, the ref doesn't call that a block from behind or a crackback. So you see, we're asking for it. It's a smart play from an 8-year vet that pops that bad boy and sets him in great field position.
Here's Mittal again. And they'll wrap him up this time. But that, I mean, great return. That block was a huge part of it. And now the Argos are knocking right on the door here again.
The Argos are knocking right on the door again. Judge with the veteran play there. And that is how they teach it. I'm telling you, that's the new world. But this right here, I thought was going to go. What a tremendous tackle and play to just shoot the gap. You know the Alouettes are going to quit.
Don Callis on the tackle. Here's Kelly with time. Over the middle. Looked like that ball might have been deflected, but it's in and out of the hands of Common. And it'll be a field goal attempt for Haralahu.
It's going to haunt them. And I keep saying this, and I feel like you're letting the Alouettes hang around. This is an easy, I call this a bunny. It's a perfect play call. They have a bit of, I don't like calling them pick plays, but a rub route, just the concept gives you that separation. It's an easy pitch and catch, and we're settling for 3. We've seen what happens when you let the Alouettes hang around.
Just last week, had the big comeback on the road to win. Haralahu puts that one up, and he misses it. Oh, he missed it. That's his second miss of the night. There's 6 more points total that could have been on the board for the Argos.
I'm sick to my stomach right now. I don't know how this one happens. Obviously a great kicker.
Here's a look at the hold.
Oh, laces out. Don't give me an Ace Ventura reference here, Dustin.
Laces out.
That's got to be it.
I'd say something about Dan Marino, but that line goes too far for Friday Night Football.
Laces out.
Yeah. What a sports nut, huh? First 10 at the Montreal 40. Alexander goes to Philpott, made one man miss. It's wrapped up by the second, and that is a short pickup on first down. Philpott's 8th catch of the game.
Yeah, so they actually were going to try to take a shot here. So this was a slip screen, and this is where I call them hidden yards. This play should have been dead in the water, potentially a sack, because they're not actually trying to throw the short one to Philpott. But Davis Alexander has, the composure. Be like, okay, it's not there. Let's take 1 yard, 2 yards, and live another play.
Davis is 18 of 26, 243 yards and a touchdown, but trails by 6 here at home. 3 options out to his left, including Snead. Alexander looks to his left, throws to his left, finds a man midfield, and it is Stearns who takes it out of bounds, being watched there by James Caesar. 5th catch of the game on 6 targets for the former Bomber and Rider, Jareth Stearns, 21 yards.
And Dustin, we talk about, Coach Moss, and he talks about, hey, intensity and competition and effort. And to me, those habits show up now. You haven't had the smoothest game you want. You've only scored 14 points. You're losing. Team you thought you'd kind of absolutely smoke. You've got to be able to bear down and make plays.
Fresh set of downs on the 47. Deep drop for Alexander. All the time in the world. Looking down the field. Now he's going to roll all the way. End zone! Oh, no! Had Snead. Went off his shoulder. Incomplete. He got it behind the defense and couldn't hang on.
This is a tough one. You want to see a monster throw. Let's just appreciate this. So obviously this is an off-schedule throw. Okay, it's great protection. Great job by the line. He points. He makes it look easy here. Look how far this ball is thrown. Oh, and it's one that, Snead comes up with 9 times out of 10.
He usually gets that one, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one more on film.
2nd and 10. Now they'll give it to Tice. He's got some blockers in front of him. He has the first down and more. They'll get him to the 25. What a great bounce back from the Montreal offense here after that big miss.
Yeah, sweet play call, too. You got everyone to the right, and you got a little running back kind of swing screen to the left. But what I like is the Bulls on parade. That's what I like when you get the big boys out front. So I'm just going to circle some of these big boys here and watch the Bulls on parade. So here we go. Ball comes. We take a little set, kind of lose on purpose, and here they go. Here they go. Let's go, big boys. We're running. We're trying to collect some bodies. Oh, let's go. Downhill football. I like it.
That guy loves it, too. Anthony Calvillo, one of the best to ever do it at the quarterback position. Calling the plays for Montreal. Alexander, end zone, broken up, was looking for Philpott. And I think it was Benji Franklin who made the play.
Dustin, going back a few moments ago, I talked about cover 0, putting air under the ball. So this is cover 0 again, and we actually win inside in this with no safety help. I get we're trying to shoot it, but we can get air under that ball. Philpott's going to have a layup for a touchdown.
No safety anywhere
in the middle of the field to help out.
Great play by Franklin to get a hand on it. 4 options out to the right for Davis. That's where he's going to look. That's where he's going to go. Hands up. Big pop at the 5. Stearns is going to be okay. But they caught him on that one. Safety, Priester. Got a piece of them. Got all of them.
Stearns pretty tough. I'm not going to lie to you. Take this hit. Got him. I think it's a clean hit. I mean, what do I know? What do I know what is and what isn't a clean hit these days? But
good, strong, hard hit. Those are still allowed, right? So
I think so.
That was a big hit. And it'll set up a 3rd and 10. Maltos Diaz rushing out here. And the whistle's going to go, and it's going to be... Oh, they did sneak in the timeout. Looked like that time clock was ticking down.
Montreal.
But
their first time out of the game.
Gets the timeout in, and now they'll have a chance to reset things and attempt a field goal. You know what? Tyler Snead told us that Stearns reminds him of himself this week. You know, not a big guy, but will go to the hard areas, do the hard things. And that was a good example of it. I mean, he was going after that football no matter what.
Great example. And it is obviously not the play you wanted, but as an offensive guy, when you see a team of yours take a big hit and he gets up like that, kind of jaw him back, it does give you a little bit of a boost. Like, hey, we got a dog over there, you know?
It'll be a 33-yard field goal attempt for Maltos Diaz to make it a 3-point ball game here late in the 3rd quarter. That hold looks good. It's put home by one of the steadiest in the league, and we've got a 3-point game. We're going to have more on Jeffrey Canton-Arcou with Kenzie Lalonde when we return to Friday Night Football in Montreal. Jeffrey Canton-Arcou, an elevated role this year in this Montreal defense as the starting middle linebacker. For more on him, let's send it down to Kenzie Lalonde.
Yeah, Canton-Arcou taking a lot of pride in being a starter for province's home pro football team, and he wants to help the next generation get there. So he started GCA Academy, which is offered a camp in his hometown of Lévis, Quebec. He runs it out of Onco Stadium, just steps from his childhood home. It's for kids aged 13 to 17, and he offers it during their March break because he wants to help offer football resources during the off season. It's something he didn't have growing up. Of course, the guys this year came around to help him out. Alexander, Philpott, Adeyemi Berglund, you name them. Coach Byron Archibald there as well. So the whole team rallying behind the hometown talent to help the next generation.
Very cool story. And hopefully helping develop the next generation of CFL football players as Kelly finds Ungerer and big shoes to fill for Canton-Arcou this year as Sankey moves on to the Lions, but he's certainly capable of it.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed last week with the way he played. Just the ability against Hamilton, the recognition, played downhill, really understood what he was asked to do. Again, it's not an easy defense to play in. I'm sure they're very excited about his future here.
8 tackles, one of them for a loss last week. Now they'll give it to Hicks. Flip it over. Back to Kelly. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Down the field. Incomplete as the Argos try some trickery. A flag sits at the 15.
Dustin, this is a dangerous throw here. You got a 3-point lead. I get that you call the trick and you want to take the shot and you're about to take a hit, but the Argos are very fortunate this was not another interception.
We have offensive pass interference. Toronto number 10. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
All right, so Mittal gets flagged down the field. Here's another look at it.
So you have the extra tight end and a fullback. We look like we're in a wide zone to the right. We reverse it. And this is what I mean by... I'm not sure there's a 10-yard. I got no comment.
I would just say, I don't know. I mean, it can't be pass interference if the ball's already gone and landed in behind.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't think.
I don't think it was.
That's why we're in the booth and we're not officials.
Bingo. They got a tough job. They're doing a great job here now.
I would say, yeah, it's been a very well officiated game. I would say, like that throw from Kelly you were talking about, the only people who would have had a play on it were Montreal defenders.
Bingo.
Right?
Bingo. And there's obviously a ton of time left in this game, but a big turnover could completely flip this game upside down.
First and 20. The crowd here getting behind this Montreal defense. Kelly hit as he throws again, but he dumps it off. Isaiah Smith's got it, and he breaks a couple of tackles, and here goes Smith on the far side. Gets to the 30, and that is where he will step out. Isaiah Smith, 11th overall pick, gets a touch and makes the most of it, 35 yards.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. You're going to see Chad look left first. He's going to fake a bubble screen, come back to the screen to the receiver. It's a great job. You see offensive linemen down the field. I believe that was the Castro. You break a tackle, Smith. It's a big play right there on 1st and 20.
Kelly is taking a bit of a beating so far on this drive, so he'll hand it off. And Hicks running in to Robert Kennedy. Driven back, but still 7 yards on that first down carry.
And again, I know it's a 7-yard rush, okay, but I just want to show you a guy here, okay, and it's knee tall, okay. This is a receiver. He's got a touchdown. We roll this. We're inserting, getting our gap. We shove our DB to the ground, and we cut right off that, and then we still keep working. These hidden yards add up in tight games like this.
And we do have a tight one on our hands. 2nd and 3. Kelly feeling the heat on the run to his right. Where's he going to go? And he has to throw that one out of bounds to Coxie. Coxie, quiet game so far.
So, Dustin, here we go. You've missed 2 field goals thus far. How comfortable you are doing it again here? Do we roll the field goal team out? Or do we go for this?
Well, we will find out. 3 quarters in the books. An excellent 4th quarter. Locked and loaded. Don't go anywhere. Friday Night Football in Montreal. A nail-biter as expected between the Argos and the Alouettes. Toronto with a 3-point lead as we head into the 4th quarter. Look at the passing yards in this game. Chad Kelly's already over 300 yards. That's the 9th time in his career that he's done that. Davis is going to get there as well. And, I mean, it's probably going to come down to which one of those 2 guys makes a spectacular play or not in the 4th quarter.
Yes, and right now, it was kind of fun. You get into this intensity, even though it's so early in the season, just being in this building. When you have quarterbacks like these 2 guys that are playing as well as they are, I got a feeling we're in for some fireworks here heading into the 4th.
In an excellent game thus far, it'll be a 31-yard field goal attempt for Haralahu, who's missed twice already tonight. Surely he's got to make this. And he just knocks that one home, and the lead is once again 6. Doesn't look overly confident, does he?
This is where, you know, you had the laces out issue earlier. You missed another one earlier before that. Just kind of not the night. I would have seriously considered going for that because your offense has done really well, as has your defense at times. You know, worst case scenario, you're making them drive along the field. And 6 points right now to an Alouettes offense. Obviously, you're not feeling super comfy with that.
Montreal was down 24-10 versus Hamilton and found a way to win last week. Down 6 now here early in the 4th quarter. They'll toss it out to Tice. How much does it help early in the season? You've already had a comeback victory just last week to get things started. Like, I feel like it's in the Alouettes' DNA and has been for the last little while.
You said it, Dustin. It almost feels eerily similar right now where, you know, it hasn't been a super smooth game for them, but they've hung around, and all it's going to take is one play.
2nd and 5 after Tice got half of what they needed. Now they'll sling it out. Dubois got it. And the big fella pushes it ahead over midfield. And the Alouettes start marching here in the fourth quarter. 12 yards for Dubois in his first year with Montreal.
Nice little, again, run-pass option. Yo flank with Dubois. This is kind of, again, this is the game they like playing. And then all of a sudden, at some point, they go deep. And it looks like the Argos bringing heat here.
Work from the 53. Toronto sends a house near side. Stearns took a peek over his shoulder. And Benji Franklin, who's had a good game, is there to wrap him up.
That was another cover zero look. The cover zeros are flying off the play sheet for both D coordinators right now. Obviously, there's a lot of familiarity with Noel Thorpe and Greg Quick. Heck of a tackle, because if you miss a tackle, that's the next thing about playing cover zero. If you miss the tackle, there's no one behind you. It's Greg Quick.
Greg Quick, who was with the Alouettes, elevated role, DC, with the Argos. Trying to find a way to put an end to this drive. 2nd and 6 from the 49. Alexander. Oh, he's got a ton of time. Bouncing around. Can't find anybody. Now some pressure. Gets it away. He gunned that thing in there. And Stearns hung on. First down, Montreal.
This is what I love seeing this from Stearns. He took the big hit earlier. This looks like he's going to be another big hit. Now he gets protected because the throw's lower. Look at Davis go through the progression. Nothing there, nothing there. We got to make something off schedule. Unbelievable play. And he takes a, I wouldn't say a massive hit, but he's upset about it. But Stearns with a diving catch. Look at this thing. And again, no fear, because if that ball's a little higher, he's eating another hit. Dustin, you love to see it. You love to see if you're in that wide receiver room.
7 receptions on 76 yards for Stearns. Davis over the middle, lays it out there, and once again it's Stearns. Oh, have yourself a day, Jarrett Stearns.
And here it is again. You bring an extra lineman in, you sell the run, and you got no safety help over the top. You see how it's all man coverage. There's nothing in the middle of the field. It's so tough as a DB to defend anywhere, let alone a league that allows the waggle. Every week I turn the film on, I watch the CFL, I scratch my head thinking, why do we run so much cover zero? It's so tough on the back end if you don't hit a home run by making a man miss up front.
Davis Alexander now at 347 passing yards with just over 11 to play. Gonna look for some more. Dumps it off to Stearns, cuts it back, lunging ahead, and he'll come up just short, trying to let Stearns finish what he started, are the Alouettes.
There's another star being born right now on the Alouettes offense, and it's Stearns. Okay, you mentioned very similar to Snead. Here goes again, kind of, it's a design play action into the flat, but the reason that sells is because he's been blocking in the run game a lot.
4th consecutive catch for Stearns. And I believe Crum has come into the game to try to finish this drive for the Alouettes. Just outside the 1 for Dustin Crum. Keeping it the whole way, trying to push it ahead. Did he get there? Touchdown, Montreal! And we're tied at 23.
This crowd just woke up. It's no secret, I don't think they love Toronto or the Argonauts.
This is what Crum was brought here to do.
Yeah.
11 touchdowns last year on the ground for Crum, fighting for every inch.
I'll tell you what's going through his head there late. Is they always say don't reach the ball because that's when it gets punched out. And he's like, I think I can do it. But you kind of have that like angel and devil on your shoulder, like, pretty sure I can get this.
Do it. Push the ball out.
Look there.
Montreal for the lead. Maltos Diaz. I'm sure the Argos got an answer ready for us. Maltos Diaz knocks that one through. And it is a 7-play, 70-yard drive. Most of it in the hands of Jarrett Stearns. But it's finished by the newcomer to the Alouettes, Dustin Crum.
in Montreal with an unbelievable touchdown drive here. It starts with 2 ball, a little RPO action. We get outflanked. Nice gain. And then it comes the Jared Stern show. Okay, this was cover 0. We ran a little speed out ball and we get some yards. It was, again, cover 0. We just slipped right inside this time. Great catch there. We got to get to the ground to get it done. We go right back. Okay, we're just feeding the beast at this point. And then we're bringing Crum, who I like to call Mr. Crum back. Little second effort, reach the ball out. Touchdown. And you're up 1 point.
We got a 1-point game, just over 10 to go. Here's Janarian Grant. Had a big return earlier in this one. This one will get back just shy of the 30. And now we turn things back over to Mr. Chad Kelly. And what has he got in store for us? He's at 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. He's 18 of 30. And both of these offenses have just looked spectacular so far tonight.
Yeah, and I'll say this. We don't talk about them enough, but the offensive line right now for the Argos has had a heck of a night. Okay, they've done a great job protecting. The run game has looked good. Bland, Hunter, Nicastro, Shepley, and Randolph, all 5 of those guys up front. This is a new look offensive line, and it certainly looks good tonight.
Road teams 4-0 to start the CFL schedule. Argos hoping to keep that trend alive. They'll hand it off to Hicks, and he's stopped after a short game.
Here he is, Dakota Shepley, Holy Names High School, Windsor, Ontario, UBC product.
Yep.
Look at this journey. I was with him in Seattle for a very brief moment in 2021. I've obviously known him. He's a bit younger than me, but I've known of him for a long time and known him personally. I'll say this, for his size, he's extremely athletic and a great bender. I know it's a bit of a weird word to use, but at that size and strength, the ability to bend is such a big ordeal. And obviously going to pay dividends this year.
6'4", 306 pounds, protecting Kelly. Kelly will get it away, sliding underneath it. Common is able to come up with his second catch of the game, and that's a first down, goes for 15.
Yeah, this is cover 1, and again, it's a great pickup here by the offensive line. Okay, here he goes. Boom. Yep. Okay. Not the perfect rep, but Kelly gets it off there, so Shepley goes, bam. Eyes are a little off. He's a little upset there because he thinks he's sliding right. But Kelly obviously manipulates the pocket, gets the ball out, and he threw it low on purpose there. Really nice throw.
First and 10 from the 46. Kelly gets it away. He was pressured as he threw it, and it falls incomplete, looking in the direction of Mackay Polk.
Kelly is upset. Him and Polk just have not been on the same page tonight. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. You can see how, and right away he's hoping he's doing something a little different. He's going to a silent, hey, you should be doing, again, I can't read lips. It's one skill I don't have, but one of many, I should say. He's not very thrilled with his receiver right there.
So it's a 2nd and 10. Alouettes send 5. Kelly on the run to his right. Can he find somebody down the field near sideline? And that is broken up. Is looking for Polk. Covered well by Lorenzo Burns. And Haggerty will trot onto the field to punt this away for the Argos.
Again, it's a decent job here by the offensive line. You get pressure, but look at the time. Like, we didn't really need to get flush. I think we saw maybe a bit of a flop in there. Yeah, I think we were looking for a flop inside, or I don't know what that action was by the Alouettes defensive lineman, but I get it. We're grinding. We're trying to get any penalty yards we can.
Any inch you can work with. Adam is kicked into the night sky. Brooks takes it just inside the 25. He's got nowhere to go. Down the field, a Darius Pickett making an impact on special teams here on Friday Night Football in beautiful Montreal. CFL on TSN will be back tomorrow, and what a beauty this is going to be. BC Lions in Regina to take on the Riders. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on TSN. Of course, the rematch of last year's West Final came down in the final few moments. Riders would go on to win it all, and that'll be their first game since becoming champions.
That'll be a real fun game to watch. 2 great teams there.
We got a good one here tonight as well on Friday Night Football. Montreal has the ball, just over 7 to go. They lead by 1. They'll give it to Tice. And eventually the Argos will stop him in his tracks. Ojo, among others, in on the tackle for that Toronto defense.
I'll tell you, I was a bit worried. There's not a ton of experience on this Argos defensive line coming into this game. And they certainly have quieted me because they're grinding in there. Those 4 guys, they may be a bit young, might be maybe not the most proven defensive line, but they have played their tails off tonight and have really played against a physical front as well.
They've got 3 down linemen. They'll send 4. Alexander, deep drop now, rolling out to his right. Can't find anybody just yet. Now he'll gut it in there. Tight window, what a throw! Oh my goodness! It's Sneed on the receiving end of another dart from Davis.
I know I keep singing this guy's praises. I've never met the guy. But just watch this entire play in the effort, the attitude. Boom. So we come in, we pick up a chip, a blitz, whatever you want to call, and now we keep working, we keep working, we keep working, we keep working, and then we make that catch with no window and move the chains. And again, that's not, I believe it was Goss, like that's not a small individual we're chipping. We just eat that on the chin for the boys and just find a way to get it to move the chains.
Well, and Davis to extend that play, and now he's going to look way down the field, wide open, almost had him through the hands of Sneed. Would have been 6 for sure. They were that close to opening up this lead.
I jinxed them. So this is a misdirection. So basically it looks like we're going to boot left and we pull up as you see, and we throw back, which causes the defenders to flow left with the boot. You see Sneed here. He's going to kind of chill. Boom. Now we're going. That's another one. He's had a tremendous game. There's been 2 glaring moments that he'd like back right now. This one in the ball in the end zone earlier. Plays he usually makes.
Targeted 10 times, just 4 catches for 54 yards, doing a lot of other things. Argos just 3 D linemen here. They'll go right over the middle. Heavy hit on Sneed, stays on his feet and pushes it ahead. They'll be just short of a first down, somewhere between 1 and 2 yards. Pickett gave him a pretty good pop.
Yeah, he did. It was a nice, we call that a jerk route, kind of comes up. You can break in or out there. I mean, you look at this chains right now. I get you're up 1. I thought we might have some aggressiveness coming.
You got Crum, too, who's a really good short yardage quarterback. They'll kick it away, though, to Grant. You know he's dangerous. They'll push it back up, and they'll contain him very well after a 46-yard kick. Chad Kelly will have the ball, trailing by 1 when we return to Friday Night Football. Here's a look at a back-and-forth affair tonight between Toronto and Montreal. Last year it was a clean sweep for the Alouettes. Argos trying to send a message here in week 2 that will not be the case this season.
What a game this has been. Just a lot of great plays, a lot of big moments.
A lot of big plays that they just missed on both ways.
Bingo.
We'll see who can complete it. Empty back set here for Kelly. Got it away. And Common went up and got it. That's his 3rd catch of the ball game. Goes for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very manageable here.
Yeah, Dustin, I'll say this right now. It's a 1-point game, just under 4 minutes. I like to talk with the inner dialogue as a player, whether you're on offense or defense, but I used to go, I honestly would you talk to yourself during the game, and I'd say, you could have told me, if I'm on the Argos right now, we'd be down 1, the ball on our own, 26, 4 minutes left, under 4, at the Percival Molson Stadium. There's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be.
Very dramatic guy. Hey, I like him. Setting it up big. Here's Kelly, far side, one-on-one coverage. And that one too far, was looking for Coxie. Coxie never really had a shot at that one. He's just got 2 catches in the ball game.
And another near miss. I believe it's a bit of a double move, kind of out and up. We're looking right there. You got your one-on-one coverage. Got a step. Ball's there. I would say, going back to the being dramatic, I mean, as a player, you kind of got to be.
Does it help your focus?
I just would think, where else would I rather be? And again, I'm an offensive guy, but going on right now.
Henry has it blocked. It's going to bounce it
Dusty, because this looks like it comes right up the middle. Right up the middle. We said a big play was going to do it. We got our big play.
There it is.
So first off, I want to talk the technique of blocking. A lot of times you want to shoot your arms high when you're blocking a punt. You want to take it right off the foot. That's what they teach. It's like unbelievable block, because sometimes when you're free like that, you get excited, put your hands up. This isn't a field goal. They drive the punts. Take the ball off the foot is the coaching point. Clearly that's been coached. The Argos right now, special teams wise, you missed 2 field goals and now you give them 7 points. You did have the big return, but this is going to haunt you.
Listen to the crowd here in Montreal. Maltos Diaz for an 8-point lead. That is up. Oh! And he misses it. Wide right. And the lead remains 7. Haggerty blocked by Alway. And they recover for the major in Montreal. Micah Alway making a big impact in his second game with the Alouettes. Take another look at this block.
Yeah, here he is right here. You see him, and I'll be honest, she knifes in here, and then we get a twist action, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to pick up this 4 guys to the left, and we simply don't do it. We kind of abandon here, some sort of miscommunication. You see the twist action happen, and it's called getting skinny for Alway. That's what they say. Knife in there and get skinny. It's a great block, way to take it off the feet, but this should have been protected. It's not that complex of a rush, kind of a, let's call it day 3, day 4 scout team look, and we just kind of caught sleeping, and it's a massive, massive miss.
Grant takes it on the one hop at the 5. Right up the middle. And he's going to be wrapped up at the 30. And what a game it has been. Let's go to Wilson's game ball.
Oh.
What do you got tonight?
Well, there's been a lot of people that could potentially get it, but I'll be honest, as much as there's been a few misses, I'm going to both QBs. Like, these guys have battled. It's been grit. The yardage is crazy. There has only been 1 interception. Davis Alexander right now is sitting at 385 yards and a tutty, and he's making plays off schedule, on schedule. And Chad Kelly, in the same breath, is sitting at 351 yards, 2 TDs, and climbing, as we see right here.
Here's Kelly, far side, looking for Polk, watched by Sutton, and it's incomplete. You know, just based off the 2 or 3 deep shots that were so close, these guys were bordering on 500-yard games with some of the air yards that they were throwing up there.
They really weren't. Here's another one there. It's kind of a roll action. We got a guy on the flat, but I like the leverage on the corner. We got to put that ball kind of right onto the sideline. I do think these things will come as the season progresses for Chad Kelly and the Argos.
New coaching staff for the most part. Quarterback that hadn't played in almost 600 days. And they need to find 7 here in Montreal. Kelly over the middle, and that is broken up. Burns was all over Coxie, and he couldn't hang on, and now the Argos will kick it away with 2.5 to play.
They brought a ton of heat, and again, it's picked up well. Just whether it's the concept, not really the throw you want there on 2nd and 10. Going back to the inner dialogue, though, Dusty, I love talking inner dialogue. There's nothing better. I'm telling you, there's nothing better on planet Earth as an offensive guy. Getting the ball back, being up late in the game, and trying to end the game on offense.
Go seal it away on offense.
It's the greatest feeling you can get.
Here's Brooks. He's got a little bit of room. Far side, pushing ahead. The ball's out, and the Argos have it. What is happening? Slook is able to come up with it, and Toronto takes over right at midfield. What a turn of events.
This is the Bruce Lee 6-inch punch. That's what we used to call it. The Bruce Lee 6-inch punch. Peanut Tillman, the NFL, made it popular. We said it came from Bruce Lee. Watch this here. Okay, here we go. Ball's out. Looks like it's going to be a big play. Little just 6-inch punch, right? Boom, done. You see it. Okay, and again, we used used to play these things in our team meetings of Bruce Lee breaking boards. Okay, that's the kind of force one. Bing, got him. Oh my goodness, I love that. It's the little things, and this game just flipped back on its head.
Owen Goss doing his best Bruce Lee impression.
We used to watch the Bruce Lee videos, Dustin. I'm not kidding.
Sounds like a great practice. So Toronto gets it back midfield, of course. 2:18 to go. Kelly bobbles a snap, picks it up, deep drop, still has time. On the run to his right, can he get away? No, they'll take him down. Oh, Mustafa Johnson got him, and he wouldn't let go.
Dustin, this was like cue the circus on this bad boy. Not a great snap. We could have caught it. We drop it. And it's just, I mean, this is third grade recess. We're just playing. Coming off the big play, that's a tough pill to swallow to lose 10 yards on a drop snap and a sack. It's loud here.
Second and 20. Listen to this place. Kelly, pressure, right in his face, near side, has Ungerer. Ungerer's got midfield. Not much further. Back beyond the original line of scrimmage, 11 yards. And 1:44 on the clock. The crowd will ramp it up again as the offense stays on the field, 3rd and 9. Welcome back to the CFL.
This is electric.
Chad Kelly.
I'm just taking it in right now. This is electric.
Seconds to play. Kelly looks to his left, throws in that direction, almost intercepted. Callis could have ended it right there, but he drops it. Turnover on downs. Montreal will get it back. Either way, they were going to take that ball. And now the Argos got to play some defense in a hurry.
The percent chance that this gets completed is very, very thin. Obviously, it's 3rd and 9. Everyone's sitting. We're sitting. And we get under this. So we basically have to. I'm not sure where we can fit that ball in there. That is almost a touchdown the other way if we kind of get a hold of this. And they're very fortunate. Let's put it to you that way.
Davis Alexander, couple of turnovers both ways in this game. Start this drive to maybe steal it away. Oh, they're going to go deep right away. 1-9. It's Philpott. Philpott to the 20. One man to stop him. He'll get to the 10. Breaks the tackle and scores. Touchdown, Montreal. Philpott fabulous again. And the Alouettes seal this thing away.
I mean, listen to this building, Dustin, and we've been talking about it. Hey, where's the aggression? The aggression is back. Okay, and it's awesome what happens here. You get an extra alignment in. Everyone thinks you run the ball. Of course, we go cover 0. Once again, no safety help over the top. And Philpott on a one-on-one versus McFadden. And he just simply takes the other side of the field. That is putting the dagger in someone. When you're calling a play and you call that, you dial that up in that situation, it says, I'm sending a statement. We're not trying to grind this thing out. We're trying to kill you.
Finish it right now. And that's what they did. 56-yard strike to Philpott. Maltos Diaz knocks it home. And Montreal leads 37-23. Davis Alexander, a new career high 441 passing yards to go along with the touchdowns.
So here he is right here. You see it with the waggle, which is perfect. Okay, we're just going to let this thing run. He's just a foot race. Boom. Okay, a little step and we get flat. And Davis can throw him as flat as he wants because, again, there's no one else over there. You have the whole field. So as much as you want to dog McFadden, that is a tough place to be put in, especially if you don't get the sack. I just like the brass it takes to make that play call, because if something doesn't go right, or it's an incompletion, the clock stops, you're sitting at 2nd and 10, you're giving Chad Kelly another shot. You trust your guy, you trust your star. Too easy.
Good night.
Put him to bed. Tuck him in, big fella. Enjoy the trip back down the 401 to Toronto. Sure, they're flying, but you get my point.
Blowing kisses as well. No shorter, just swag from that young man. The quarterbacks have combined for over 800 yards passing in this game. Here's Janarian Grant. He'll take it out just beyond the 25. By the way, Philpott, 193 yards on 9 catches and 2 touchdowns.
That's a pretty solid night, huh?
That'll do.
I'll take that stat line.
Yeah. Number 26 on our TSN top 50. Maybe we had him too low.
I think there's an argument for a lot of guys might have been a little low on that list.
It's pressure putting that list together, man. I lose sleep over submitting my list. But Snead had a massive week last week, 163. Philpott goes off for 193 this week. Jared Stern's got 114
Jared Stern's been a star tonight.
Kelly drops this one off. There's a bright spot for the Argos tonight. There's a few of them, but I think you have to like what you've seen from Sam Hicks so far, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and again, when you go and watch this thing, you're playing a team that was in the Grey Cup last year. This is a absolute great, well-formed team, speaking about the Alouettes, and you miss 2 field goals and give up a punt block for 7.
2nd and 5. Into the hands of Common. And that'll be a first down for Toronto. Of course, time certainly not in their favor here. 15 more yards for Chad Kelly.
Common's had himself a nice little night tonight.
Yeah, for his first game.
Yeah.
With a group of pretty talented receivers around him. Kelly steps up in the pocket, down the field. And once again into the hands of Common.
Emporia State, as you mentioned earlier. I always
holds every record at Emporia State.
Yeah, I could see that. The way he's playing it, I think that would make sense.
Makes sense. He's a pretty good ball player. Chad Kelly needs 1 more yard to go over 400, and we're going to have dueling 400-yard games. Kelly gets it away right into the hands of Polk, and that'll do it. 400 yards passing on both sides of the ball tonight. As Toronto marches down the field late, but down by 14.
Yeah. We're back to the cover 0 game there. I don't know about all the risk, but
it's their final timeout.
Argos will call the timeout. Chad Kelly, for having not played since November of 24, looks like he's going to pick up where he left off, and where he left off was a pretty good CFL quarterback.
Yeah, and when he turns this film on, I think as an offensive unit, they're going to obviously be upset, lost the game, but there is a lot of meat on this bone still. A lot of things they can tighten up. Again, as much as it stings to lose, and there is no moral victories in this at this level, there is a lot of inspiring things you can take from this film.
These 2 teams will not meet again until the final week of the season. So we got to wait the whole year before these 2 teams go at it once more.
That is crazy. Pretty wild.
That is kind of crazy. I was just looking at scouts. I was like, well, they don't play again until the final week of the season. Here's Kelly. Dumps it out. Mital's got it. He's had himself a pretty good game, and he'll get out of bounds with Callis all over him. 18 seconds left in this one. Can't ask for much more than the Argos and Alouettes here.
No.
Week 2.
It's been a special night. I always kind of get a chuckle right now. Obviously, you're going to try and score a touchdown here, tighten this thing up a bit. When you're a play caller, whose number do you call right now? Generally speaking, I always felt like it was your favorite player. Like the dude, you're like, I don't know if he's going to get a ton.
Your best buddy.
Yeah, but I'll try and get him one here.
Kelly, far side, drops it in there. Ungerer, who has one tonight. And Davis Alexander is going to remain perfect in the regular season. 13-0.
He's got another, I believe, another quarterback on his QB graveyards. Another quarterback that he's beat.
Kelly and the Argos. 10 seconds left. on the run to his right, finds a man, and they'll find the end zone. And it's Tyler Cohen, first time into the end zone in his Canadian Football League career.
Nice little job here by Kelly extending the play. Again, this is Bowman. We're looking left. Pressure, pocket collapses again. I wouldn't put down the O-line. Common finds a little athletic jump there, finds a little window. I got to say, you know, the Alouettes found another way. This time it was special teams. Last week it was the forced fumble, the pick six.
That's what I said. It's in their DNA, like finding a way. I mean, every team wants their identity to be finding a way. But I truly believe that with Montreal. That's just kind of how they're built.
And what's scary about it is when they get a little, you know, more smooth. There's a few plays they probably wish they had made tonight. That's when this team is really rolling. And they're also out there starting running back.
Yeah.
A pretty good player.
Yeah, Stevie Scott will do. But yeah. And he's a different type of back.
Yes.
Than Tice, right? And then you can have a real good thunder and lightning sort of punch back there. But, you know, Jason Moss, we can sit here and praise the Alouettes. He's also going to tell us next time we chat with him that, hey, we don't want to be coming from behind in the fourth quarter all the time, right?
Totally.
Yeah, it's great that you can do it, but they don't want to do that all the time.
Yeah, I don't think this is exactly how he wants.
Does he look super happy right now?
No, he does not. Exactly how he drew it up, not really. Look at him, he's locked in. They're just still competing.
886 passing yards tonight between Kelly, who's got 445. Davis Alexander's at 441. Lived up to the hype. Did this quarterback battle on Friday Night Football. Now, of course, the Argos could complete the onside kick, get it, find some space, and run it back for a touchdown, right, Luke?
That could happen. Crazier things have happened on planet Earth.
If that happens, you're going to have to slap me to wake me up because I'm going to pass out.
Yeah.
If that happens. Almost 1,000 yards of total offense in this game. That is hung up there. Onside kick attempt. And that one will be grabbed by the Montreal Alouettes. And that will essentially seal the deal here tonight in a 37-30 thriller. 996 total yards of offense tonight.
I wonder how they teach those. You know, in the NFL, obviously, you can just fair catch it. So I wonder if they do like the rugby style. Let's see, watch Philpott here kind of kick the knee up to protect himself. I'm not sure. Yeah. You know,
like leading with the knee.
That's how I would teach it. I see the rugby guys do that.
Takes the initial contact onto the knee as opposed to the body.
Yeah, you don't eat one on the rib. I'm not sure.
Davis Alexander, perfect in the regular season. 13-0 as the Montreal Alouettes once again find a way to get it done and improve to 2-0 on the season. 37-30 the final. And you have to be excited to watch both Alexander and Kelly moving forward this season.
Absolutely. And again, we talked at length at the quarterbacks. You look at the receiving room. Snead had a couple plays he wanted back, but you said it. Stearns with 114, Philpott with 193 and 2 tutties. And on the flip side, Mital has 109 and a touchdown. Common has 106 and a touchdown. Both rooms, I thought, really played well at that position. It was a pretty special game, special night tonight. And I got a feeling that these teams will be really in it with Hamilton in this division.
There's a smile from Jason Moss as his team opens up 2-0. 3-0 against the Argos last year, and the Alouettes start the head-to-head with a victory in thrilling fashion here tonight. Both quarterbacks over 400 yards, 4 receivers over 100 yards, and fireworks all Friday night here on TSN. Alouettes take another one from the Argos Sports Center with Len Sheeler, and Wes Chan is next. Good night from Montreal.